There you go. First game of the second series of the day. I don't know you, Lidacor, but for me it looks like this is the series number 5 because this is too slow, too long. And here we are with Lithuanians versus the Mayans. Whoa, well, first matchup we get like this 100%. We didn't see Lithuanians versus Mayans in the tournament, at least not in Arabia, as far as I remember.
Yeah, no. In fact, the Lithuanians were barely played on Arabia. According to the stats, it was only played twice, but it won both games. So far it's 100% win rate. But oftentimes Mayans are just sniped because they're so strong on Arabia. I think this is a fun, safe matchup because they have their answers to each other across the game. So it depends on timing and when you tech switch into something else, basically. We have a lot of birds flying around. I'm just noticing. Look at all those birds.
Where they are, because I was checking
in the middle
all
of the
this
map.
stuff.
There's like 5 birds flying around. One of them is derping out really badly close to the deer of Heartt.
Well, maybe we're going to have some kind of aggression. Listen in. Let's be quiet. Oh my God, what is this? Is Age of Empires or National Geographic? Come on. All right. Well, in the north, Heartt as a blue with the Mayans, with the Lithuanians. Barles in the south, red. Mayans. What civilization matchup is better? Because this is very tricky. Honestly, I mean, if Heartt go for the relics and can get them, then plus skirmishes is great. But playing against Mesosif is always great.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting one to see how it unfolds, especially considering Barles is an excellent map for Mayans here. So, relatively well vulnerable, gold at the back, berries at the back, stone even at the back. That bird is actually starting to be annoying, so that might stay there for the whole game. Oh, no, it's unstuck. I just had to look at it and... Okay, now the bird is free, so it's not going to give those annoying noises anymore.
Focus, Lidacor, focus. The map for Barles, it's good in my opinion. Bears at the back, goal at the back. He can easy wall the map. Also, if he's going farther and explore that relic at the back and the stone, it's very easy to wall that part of the map till the edge of the map. While if we check Heartt, berries in front, goal in front, wood on a side, which is okay. I prefer Barles map at the first look.
Yeah, Barles' map is excellent. Like, this is a 10 out of 10 map. And oftentimes it's way worse, especially for Mayans, that, as I said, Drosh FC, Drosh Archers could be definitely something they consider here. I think the tricky question is how is Heartt going to deal with potentially early crossbows or an early triple barracks eagle play? Because
I'm more worried about the barracks, you know? I don't know, but against eagles, but against crossbows, skirmishers? What do you think?
Yeah, that's fine. I think that Heartt needs to play scouts here, because if your opponent is going archers, you can go scout and skirm, but you kind of have to have at least one stable, because you have to be ready in castle to immediately switch into knights, because you might face triple barracks eagles, and that could be very, very tough to fight against.
Yeah, and honestly, the Lithuanians start to dominate when you get the relics, and that's not gonna happen immediately. So the knights in the start are just gonna be normal knights, no problem for the eagles to dominate.
Look at Heartt scouting. I think he expected his opponent to be close to him. This is tricky because many times the players are so close that players are just looking at the other side of the map and can't find the opponent. But now I think Heartt thought that, hey, my opponent could be close to me. But in reality, he just scouted the left side of the map for nothing.
That happens a lot. That really happens a lot. Now Barles has explored absolutely everything, but he's missing the barrack from Heartt. But Heartt is not going to go militias. He's going to go up quite fast. Well, 21 population expected, and Lithuanians can be definitely very easy to go up with 150 extra food. But the 3 militias are coming, and the Mayans, Mr. Barles, is going to wall all the map, which is definitely a good choice. The 3 militias need to be really annoying, but he's doing militias already, so won't be too annoying. And I believe that Barles want to go fast castle, but Heartt is gonna try to don't let that happen.
Yeah, and now Barles is one of the players that went for the premier droshes the earliest. Like, nowadays premier drosh is quite common, but Barles did that very, very early. Like last year in Visible Cup, he actually played almost every game with a Premier Rush. And he actually surprised a lot of players there. There were way less players using that strategy back then. So that's definitely one of the more Barles-esque plays here.
Yeah, look at Barles also. He's not leaving a hole. Going now on the right side. Walling that area. He needs to... Yeah, but Heartt is ignoring those militias and trying to go for the counter-attack. But counter-attack is not gonna work because this is full wall already for Barles. And Barles with the Mayans, let's see if he's gonna be able to reach the castle. It's gonna be difficult because those palisades are very weak, really weak, and the meta times are going to be there quite fast. Imagine if there was a hole. I don't think there's a hole. Yeah, everything is wall. Yeah, so he's safe for now. But now what for Heartt? Going full aggressive towers or just normal men at arms skirmisher? The men at arms will dominate that palisade super quick.
I think the problem for Heartt's men at arms or like towers is that he sees that the golden stone is at the back. He knows exactly, I can't deny that. So I feel like he might need to go men at arm and skirm here. And he's adding one archer, adding 2 voyagers on gold. So it's gonna be just men at arms archers trying to get through walls, but the thing is that Barles' base is so big that he can just add a couple of buffer walls. Like, he doesn't have to just wall right behind those walls. He can just add it 5 towers more behind, and he's gonna be more than fine holding these walls.
Yeah, his resources plans, like we were talking in the start, Lidakor, are very nice. The wood, the gold, even a stone there back, and super far. He only need to hold the position a little bit. Don't be too sloppy with only 1 belly if he's needed to send 2, because you can see how Heartt is trying to make damage. The archers are going to be there very soon, and he really need to avoid that he's coming in. Obviously, after 15 seconds, it's gonna be much more complicated for Heartt to break, because those palisades are not gonna be that weak anymore. But he's getting there, and there is now, as I told you, yeah, the military is going 1 archer range. There you go. He's holding the position, and now what there? A house? Blasmith there maybe? Blasmith? That's good. It's really good actually.
He's actually canceling his plans on a Rush FC, so he went for a man-at-arms upgrade. You could see that he had like 200 food going up to feudal, so he wasn't able to afford fast castle. I think he just realized that he might not survive until a fast castle happens, but he's going to have men at arms, and he might be able to hit some villagers from Heartt because those men at arms are still alive.
And this is what he's trying. The men at arms are at home, at Heartt home, but now the micro need to be there. Is microing. Oh, in the last second he saved it and didn't take any damage, but now he's gonna be in problems at home. But he's doing the tower, he has an archer range, so the game is going like usually it's not happening for some feudal aggression, which I'm very happy to see, Mr. Lidakor.
Yeah, I think on Hidden Cup Arabia so far we have seen quite a lot of feudal aggression. But indeed, now Barles is in a bit of a trouble because that gold mine is no longer as good as it could possibly be. And it looks like we're gonna have skirms from Barles, which is already sort of a bad situation. And considering that his opponent is going for archers, I think that eventually this is gonna turn into a triple barrack seagulls from Barles.
Okay. Well, we see 3 villas on gold, 3 villas on wood. He has the skirmishers here on the field. Barles is still 1 village ahead. The good thing is that Mayan's archers are also cheaper. For now, he's going to skirmishers. So he'll do probably a second archer range as soon as he can. The economy for Barles, 16 on wood, 12 on foot. He probably need a little bit more on gold, 3 only. But for now, he's doing a skirmish. He's trying to micro the archers. Look how he's trying to snipe the archers. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see some eagles in Feudal Age. Let's see, because he's about to break in.
Yeah, he's trying to snipe down the melee units just to make sure that they don't bash through the walls. But yeah, a couple of eagles could be helpful, especially because they train so slowly. You kind of have to start adding them early on. It's basically the way that you play Meso Civs in Empire Wars as well. So you never could just go archers, you always go archer and eagle.
What is crazy is that after 16 minutes, so much army, trying to be aggressive, both players, 0 unit kills. They didn't lose anything yet. Anything, both players. Now he's gonna make the house. He will make another house exactly where he's adding and the Palisade. What I really like from this gameplay, Lidakor, do you feel how both players are playing solid, consistent for now, and not any panic? But that really probably has been the first loss. No, he noticed. Now he's gonna block it. He's gonna try to block. Yeah.
That Witcher is going to die. That's the first casualty of the game, and
there you go.
The right side of Barles' base is still wide open. So yeah, he revolved the left so that the units would have to run through the TC fire, but they would just avoid it and go straight towards the gold mine.
Yeah, but now he's taking few arches. Quite a lot of arches from Heartt. That's really value. And, well, Barles is still one valley ahead. Why that is happening? Because he barely have either TC. Heartt only 13 seconds. Also, Mayans being one valley ahead from the start is so solid. 20 villas on foot, man. 20 farmers, Lidakor. 20 farmers, I'm checking, and it's really well, it's 19 farmers, 18 farmers, and few villages on berries. That's huge amount of food. But the Mayans with 16 resources last longer. Skirmishes go through the men at arms. But this is, well, very close game, and I don't know who really have the advantage in this position. But obviously, if you can able to be in similar position with the Mayans, it's good for Lithuanians, because you don't gonna get eagles on your face, probably. I mean, I don't know. I might do it wrong, but I don't think so. He will go for eagles, Barles.
I think he kind of has to. I just want to point out that, yeah, it's 21 farms right now for Heartt, which sounds very good until you realize that there is no horse color on those farms.
Oh, damn it. That's not the best. Now he's taking one villager. He's gonna take that one. You have to be careful. There's the Menatram and the eagle taking the scout. This is value, but both players about to go up to castle. Why I said about that, maybe we're not gonna see so many eagles, because I believe that with this farming, and if Barles notice, I mean, how many knights he can add to Heartt? He can make total stable easily. He's doing the first stable right now. I think he should do 2 stables. I don't know what you think. Seriously.
Yeah, he has to go double stable knights here. That's the right play. The problem is that Barles has made a defensive tower, so it's not going to be multiple TC play here from him at the beginning unless he buys one. That's a second barracks. It could be pikeman. It could be pikeman here, but I feel like Heartt already has a range up, so you could just mix in a couple of crossbows, or just keep adding skirmishers and get a lead skirm. It's only a single stable right now. We'll see if there's a second one on the way.
Well,
yeah,
he's trying to hold. No, it's eagles. I was checking the barrack, and he's doing eagles. Let's see, because he's now the third barrack. Honestly, Lidakor, the problem to make a second TC shouldn't be big, because if you go full eagles, you don't want to go for a second TC early on. He has the market, so when he has the resources, he will buy the stone to make another TC. And as you can see, he's adding a second mining camp on the goal. So he's gonna go for the heavy eagle push. He's gonna work. Well, let's see if it's gonna work. Against one stable only, it's probably gonna work, to be honest.
Yeah, it's one stable, and it's only going to be bloodlines over there. And the scary thing about triple barracks eagles is that they can overrun you very, very easily, and they're not super, super bad against knights that don't have upgrades. So if you have like 20 eagles with +1/+2, for example, it's going to just eat 10 knights that don't have upgrades.
Yeah. And honestly, 17 on foot when the eagles are costing 20 only is solid. It's really, really solid. He's doing the eagle warrior, but really, I want to see the +2 as soon as possible. Barles need the +2 as soon as possible, because those eagles with the +2 just kill all. And one thing that I really like it, Lidakor, is that he's hiding completely his intentions. If you take point of view from Heartt, he doesn't see yet a single extra barrack. He doesn't see a eagle. He's just hiding everything, and skirmishers are going to get destroyed by the eagles, Mr. Lidakor.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, if you're Heartt, you kind of have to expect the eagle switch, though. Like, I think it kind of comes natural, especially after seeing the defensive tower, especially how heavy you were on skirms. But as you said, those eagles can actually start cleaning things up here. Heartt actually goes for fast monastery, so he wants to grab relics. I'll have to check how many relics does he know about. Heartt knows about 3 relics, but those are all the hard relics. He is just missing out on one that's very, very close to his base. Actually, he misses out on the 2 easiest to pick up relics.
Yeah, he's missing all. Yeah, he's missing the easiest to pick, that's for sure. Well, he need to make more eagles. He's doing +2. I love it how Barles add the monastery quite early as well. So he's gonna have monks to convert one. Imagine if he convert a couple of knights. I mean, with this amount of eagles and converting a couple of knights is gonna be deadly. It's really gonna be deadly. No bozo also for Heartt. That's complicated situation. Those eagles should dominate. We will see. He's trying to mass more, but I'm surprised a little. I don't know what you think, that he's not going too heavy on knights. He should go 1 TC and more knights, in my opinion. Now there is a monk. He has to be careful. He's coming with the monks as well. He's going to convert. And now those skirmishes need to be clean. And the monk is going to take 1 knight. If he's taking 1 knight, he's going to clean everything in Leader Court.
Yeah, and the thing is that it's so hard to convert egos, whereas it's so easy to convert knights. That's the advantage that Barles is getting over here. Plus, he also has the heal. He's got +1, +2, whereas those knights only have +1 defense.
Oh, he sniped the monk, and 2 monks with the skirmishes. That was amazing, to be honest. He's killing obviously all the skirmishes. Those knights are +1. They have bloodlines. They are not too terrible. He probably need more eagles. I don't know if he's enough eagles, to be honest. And Heartt is doing a good job here, but the trade is expensive, but they still did an amazing job sniping those monks with the skirmishes. That was, well, enough good, the use of those skirmishes, but he has to be careful because the snowball with the eagles can happen at any point. He's also adding now the pikes, and village numbers is the same, military numbers is exactly the same.
I actually like the pikeman transition over here, as Heartt is going for the relics as well. He already is picking up relic number 1, but more importantly...
Hold in the wood. But he noticed, he walled, and now... Okay, he break it. Sorry, let's go on.
Yeah, so there's already 3 stables now for Heartt, so he will actually flood out knights very, very soon. And there is also an opening on Barles as well, so the knights might just run straight in.
Oh, but if he convert a couple of monks, he don't convert, and now he's not going. He converted 1. Well... Thanks to that monks, he saved it that he's getting inside. He should make a gate there, because those holes can be crazy. Oh, but he's inside with the eagles. He break in, he's inside, he's taking few villages. This is the worst it can happen when you are facing a Mesosif, that the eagles are running all over your economy, because then the others can go for the full push with eagles, spikes, and siege even. And now the eagles is still there, and Heartt economy is going lead court to the damn hell.
Yeah, absolutely. I think now that he sees those eagles inside his base, he definitely got a Heartt attack.
Yeah, he's pushing now, coming with the eagles. Look at the monk, 1 monk that he can convert another knight. Now the knight being converted back. Skirmishes is there, but if he micro properly and don't lose that monk, and won't lose it, he's gonna convert now. He need to convert, he's not using the micro, is so important, but he got a lot of knights, Heartt. He's doing a good job, man. A really good job with those knights.
Look at the eagles, there is a hole on the left side as well, on the houses.
Whoa, and I'm taking more.
Yeah, while Heartt is busy cleaning this one up, there is now pikemen on the way with +1, +2, so those pikemen are actually pretty scary.
Yeah, he noticed now, he should have micron a little bit better. It still is incredible, because he has killed 6 villagers, and the Heartt is still ahead with the boom. So that's pretty solid. It's true that he has 2 town centers, so Barles need to make the damage now, or he's gonna be in problems.
Yeah, but look at Barles' eagles running right onto the goal. That hole is still there.
That's sick. That's so sick, Lidakor.
Yeah, and now Heartt is off from gold, which means that he's gonna have to stop making knights. And at this point, I think, are fine trading eagles to villagers.
Now, yes. No, yeah, but he needs more pikes. He's coming now. Look at the eagles. He's going back. More pikes are coming. The knights, how many knights? 15 knights. 15 eagles as well. The knights are +1, yes. But when he puts some pikes there, and if you push that goal, then he's in a big problem, Heartt.
Yeah, Heartt is looking for additional relics. He sees 1 that he's trying to pick up, but he's just trying to scout for more. And the thing is that Barles is gonna go cast the join here. Look at those barracks for Barles. He needs like 2 more barracks. How many pikes are queued up in those?
Let me check. Oh man! Oh man! Seriously, you got a big point there. He got so many pikes queued. Well, but if he noticed, he can remove all and go to him, maybe. Anyway, he's doing a second town center, taking relics. This is still so dangerous to play against the Mesosif. He's gonna spam army, but the biggest problem is the goal. It's true that he's doing a TC on the right side and can't take goal. when he's doing, but for now, he cannot take anything. So now he can get a lot of advantage. Look at the village number, how it's the same, but the numbers in military is increasing and increasing for Barles. For me, the radio kill, I mean, the score right now is kind of tricky. The advantage, I think, is for Barles at the moment.
Yeah, I think so as well, although there is a second relic coming in for Heartt, so those knights will start becoming scary. But as I said, if Barles just cleans up his production, adds 2 more barracks, he should be able to overrun his opponent. And if he loses
look at this battle. Look at this battle. This battle is for Heartt, man. This battle or not. I don't know anymore. There's so many pikes. And the hill as well. Oh my god, that was a bad one. That was a really bad one there. Oh wow, it was looking good, but then it's a small hill, like you said. Wow, and now they go again. Poof, military numbers. Triple the military number for Barles now. He just needs siege now and push. I don't know what you think. Or maybe transition to imp.
He actually needs 2 more barracks, I think. If he gets 2 more barracks out, he would just overrun his opponent with Eagles with pikes and right now. He's free TCs now as well, so you actually start booming up, but he just needs more production because he's having so many resources being floated on those barracks. I think he now just noticed, and there is the next barracks coming in for him.
Yeah, Lidakor, look at his economy starting to, I mean, I think he has cancelled some units there. He should keep doing something. I mean, this is Scorpion, but the Scorpions with the Eagles +2, they will die. They will just die. This is gonna make a siege workshop. The economy is getting closer and closer to go up to imp, but maybe you don't need to go super fast to imp now and just keep pushing, right? Because imagine that you go transition to imp and in the process you lose the army. I mean, that can be deadly, but it's too many units. 37 units right now for him.
If you're Barles, I think you are actually thinking about a forward castle with that stone count. You actually castle drop one of the gold mines or the wood lines. You have an army to get that castle up. And then, as you said, it's free TCs for him. His resources, in fact, are looking good enough for an imp already.
Castle, but for Heartt. Okay. Yeah, but still, this is good to defend. He needs that castle, but he can go around. He can go around. He shouldn't be stubborn here. He's gonna try to deny that castle. I don't know what he's trying to do. I think he should make some more raid. And honestly, the transition to imp. Oh, he's gonna deny that castle? Nah, that castle will be up. But he's killing a lot. He's killing a lot of units, to be honest. He's killing a lot. He's converting those. He's killing knights. He's taking everything. There is no army from Heartt. No army. Well, 41 for Barles. But Barles, don't lose the Mangold. Don't lose the monks. What are you doing, man? Don't overcommit.
He overcommitted.
Exactly.
He overcommitted, but the idea was good. The idea was that Heartt pulled all the villagers from the gold and nearby resources to make the castle. And there was no villagers inside the TC.
Still, this is game. I mean, he has killed 25 villages. He keep raiding. He's there with knights. He's raiding absolutely everything. He's doing an amazing game. Barles, so smooth the first game. Except that maybe overcommit, but overcommit for a good reason. He killed a lot. He's killing more and more villages. Look at the village numbers now and look at the economy. Now one castle just there in the main goal from Heartt, and this is over.
Yeah, exactly. And Barles is about to click into Imperial. He's got... oh, look, that's a beautiful castle. That's a beautiful castle. Or will be on the hill. He will be able to trap it down. And he can just keep raiding with Eagles. And Heartt is still on one relic. He had a second one picked up somewhere, but he never was able to garrison it because he was so busy not dying.
Barles is on the way to Imperial. Now on 2 relics, Barles is not only the relics that you are getting, it's the relics that you are stolen to your opponent. He's up to imp. Population 10 villages more military. He only need to spam eagles or even pikes, and the game is absolutely for him. He has 48 villages on wood that, in my opinion, is not needed. He need to make few farm more like he's doing right now. Look at this at the bottom right corner, and also find the goal on the left. Look at that goal at the bottom left. Lidakor, point of view, Barles, he never explored that secondary goal. You know. The good thing that he's with the aggressive position, but if he was under the pressure, no goal for him.
Yeah, I feel like he could just keep adding Eagles. He's gonna have El Dorado available, and El Dorado Eagles destroy everything.
No, I really think that Heartt, when he see that he's imp, he might call it, honestly.
Yeah, look at this left side, though. Just left side of Heartt's eco, and Barles knows about that. He's an outpost over there. That's gonna be a lot of dead villagers.
But kill for the knight. Phil kills the knight. Nah, this is GG. This is GG, and while these cities are starting is very strong. People say that Heartt is the favorite. I have said that, yeah, he probably is the favorite, but Barles is a very, very consistent player. He has his plans, and he has been playing a lot as well. And I'm sure that he has an incredible motivation to be in the main event for pretty much the first time in a big tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's in a good position to win game number 1 at least over here. And every time I'm seeing I think that Arabia is always the game where the stronger player is supposed to win. And everybody expected Heartt to be the stronger player for a reason. So I feel like if Barles wins this, that's a huge advantage for him, because after that, all he needs to do is just win his own home maps, which is technically possible, because that's why those are your home maps.
Well,
because you like playing them.
It's also true that Mesosifs, Mayans, Aztecs, you know, they're dangerous. He's having halbardiers. Why to go Eagles? You go halves and you go Trebs, and that's it, you know? Well, let's see what is going to happen. Trebuchet incoming. Look at those pikes that are going to be halved. Heartt didn't call it, but it's impossible. I mean, it's definitely impossible to come back in this one. But honestly, the gameplay for Barles has been very smooth. Like, he didn't lose units, like throwing units, you know, because when you go this kind of a strategy, he knew exactly how to attack and where to attack, you know, and did the damage constantly.
Yeah, exactly. He played very smart. He had a good map. That's something that we have to add. But I feel like indeed he made the right decisions at the right time. He's already trapping down the castle. And like, this is not going to be sustainable for Heartt. He can't just spam knights into halberdiers, even though those hubs do not have the imp upgrades, I believe. In fact, they don't even have iron casting.
Yeah, well, but the knights are +3, okay, but then when he's going to go up to imp, never. 46 farmers, okay, great. 20 on goal, but the trebuchets are already doing the damage there. 42 farmers as well for Heartt. And just look how Barles is going for a TC super far, because he still didn't find the other goal that is close to his base. Well, exploration is crucial, guys. Is really, really crucial. He's now spamming more army, just trying to kill that castle. And, well, it's about time, I believe. The score is just increasing and will increase more and more.
Yeah, I think Heartt doesn't want to call the game with 3 relics in his possession. So he feels like, I got 3 relics. If he somehow gets to Imperial, there's a chance. But I feel like he's just not getting there, because he will need to constantly defend his base with knights against halberdiers. And when he loses that castle, the TCs will start going down as well. I think Barles could once again start mixing in Eagles for some more raiding, because I think he needs to raid more.
Yeah. Let's see. I mean, he cannot, because now he still have a good amount of knights. They're taking the house, but honestly, he's doing the right thing. The castle is down. Now just going with the trebuchet for the TCs, sending all the halves in front. +4. Those halves now with the +4 is completely different. That's plate mail armor. And now with the trebs, the TCs will go down. The resources, to be fair, to be honest, are looking solid. He's about to go up to Imperial, which is kinda impressive, but this is still a long way to go, because the Imperial Age is gonna be another 3 minutes, and in the meantime, those TCs, all the economy is going to go down, and there will be a point that the Aegis also will appear, and then with the Aegis you raid absolutely everything.
The knights just ran into the halberdier. I think that's where Heartt tapped out. I want to give credit to Barles for doing a very smart thing. He's targeting multiple town centers with the trebs. He knows exactly that the only chance Heartt has is to get into Imperial, and he's trying to take down all of those at the same time. Like, if you just target the right side one and then move to the left, you might actually let your opponent get Imperial. But if you target multiple, then you have a higher chance of trying to stop all of the Imperial Age progress. That didn't happen over there, because Heartt didn't even click up, and Barles grabs game number 1.
Well, solid, man. Solid play as we expected. 1-0 for Barles. That only makes that the series get more and more interesting, because we want to see close series. And when let's say, I don't want to say in between these players the underdog, because I don't think Barles is really underdog. He's a very experienced player and strong. But when the less favorite, right, is winning the first game, well, more hype, and just look at the economy. More food for Heartt, but Barles, in what he wanted probably with a Mesosif, a lot more wood, a lot more gold, and what is the most important, Barles' transition to Imperial was amazing. He couldn't the other player go, and in the timeline you see absolutely everything, and that was the game number 1. So now home maps for Mr. Heartt, Mr. Lidacor. Game number 2. There you go. Persians and Japanese cross 4 legs, however you want to call it. And with me, Mr. Lidakor, and getting into the game, we see how Persians and Japanese in this map, I think both are strong. But what do you think is a better sieve here?
Oh, this is hard to say. I think that the original plan from Barles was to go for Hunts here. Because I think that Hunts have the nice combination of being a solid voters or hybrid map civilization and the mobility. I feel like I like Persians a little bit more over here. They feel a little bit more versatile for me. Also, they got, I think, a bigger bonus here in terms of economy. So faster working TCs and docks helps a lot. But it also depends on how the Japanese player is protecting his dock. And I have to say that Barles actually has once again a pretty good map. This is definitely a map where he can wall off his pond and prevent Heartt from pushing it, whereas Heartt's base is a lot more open, so the map generation gods aren't helping Heartt today.
I really think that, honestly, he needs to finish the game. I mean, don't let the Japanese to grow. Because the Japanese to grow in late game, I feel that Persians have not countered, to be honest. I mean, with the Crazy House, the Asama Towers, also Barles range, because Persians don't have extra range, you know, so I feel that Persians need to win in Castle Age, or at least get the initiative, and even if you finish later in the game, but be with the economy advantage, you know, the solid position. Otherwise, it can be problematic. Then, I don't know, about the map, what you said, well, I like Barles map, you know. I really like Barles map, but I think Heartt map is fine too. Well, I don't know what you think, but
I think it's a little too open. Like, what I don't like about Heartt's map is that it's hard to wall, whereas if you take a look at Barles' map, the right side is very easily wallable. He can actually wall off his own pond as well. His left side is also easy to wall, so it's much more straightforward when it comes to walling. It's what I like about Barles' map more than I do for Heartt.
Well, if you go, I know that you need to go a little bit more forward, but just go for where the relics is at the bottom right. There is 3 forests, and then there's not too many walls to do. Of course, you want to wall closer, but that's very easy to wall, and you connect with the pond as well. But yeah, as you said, that forest for Barles is close to the dock, you know, close to the pond, and very easy to wall. Yeah, they will need to make some walls. Obviously, you don't want to use a lot of resources on walling because usually you fall behind a little bit. But let's see. The advantage with Persians, he got already the dock and a fishing ship outside. That's why also with extra resources in the start, Persians here can dominate as well.
Yeah, exactly. This fast dock build is something that we have seen so often from Lithuanians and Persians. And this is why he was taking the straggler trees around his TC, because he wasn't able to afford a lumber camp. One of his villagers is actually stuck on the wood line, so that's less than ideal. But it's interesting that Heartt is going for, I think, the further away pond, but that's going to be a very safe pond for him. And this is going to be tricky for Barles, because if he doesn't just scout that dock itself, he might not know which pond Heartt is on.
Honestly, I'm not sure that Barles will go for pond aggression. I feel that he's going to try to secure his own economy better, and then go for land units. You know, that, I mean, I don't know why. It's just the feeling that I am having, you know, that I don't think that he will go. Maybe I'm wrong. And then Memstradamus is not going to work, you know, Lidakor. But it's just a feeling that maybe also with Persians, see, if you have the mobility, you want to go like this approach, like Barrack and Scouts, in my opinion. Wall a little bit and try with the mobility with the Scouts to create chaos. I'm not even telling to kill many units, just chaotic games. And he's going up super fast.
Yeah, I also think that it's a better option to just go for land units over here. I feel like if your only game plan is that I'm gonna get a dock up on the opponent's pond and kill his fish, that's a bad game plan. Because how many times we have seen players are like, okay, I'm just going to try and kill his fish, but he just lost 2 land units. I feel like you shouldn't have just killing the opponent's fish as your game plan here. You kind of have to go a little bit more land focused. And as you said, that's a very, very fast feudal from Barles over here, supported by some deer push. And he's gonna beat his opponent into feudalage by a solid minute. As Heartt is going archers apparently, and Barles will probably be playing with scouts, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think so, but let's see. And also, you don't kill Japanese fishing ships, you know? Like, they are double HP, they got the armor, so it's difficult to kill. So I prefer to focus on your own economy. And now let's see what he's going to do. What I don't see yet is a barrack, because he put a little bit late the lumber camp. Now the barrack is gonna be up. There you go. With 2 villages, a little bit late. But he's coming with... This is so good for Barles. He has spotted already the militias, you know? So he knows that he's doing militias. I mean, you really need that information. And now he's gonna go obviously scouts, because he's not mining gold. So we will see the barrack, and the next will be the stable.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like if you are playing men-at-arms against scouts, you kind of have to wall yourself, otherwise the scouts will just run around your base and you won't really have the chance to catch them. And Barles is probably waiting for the opportunity to land a couple of hits on the militias, so that you can weaken them before they upgrade to men-at-arms.
Yeah, he's adding also a spear. I like that option a lot, because when the scout is around, it's gonna make the scout from your opponent pretty useless. And let's see now with the scouts, okay? Scouts are going to be there, and I mean, Barles who have wall a little, he's not walling anything, so it's weird. I mean, just look how in the previous game he walled absolutely everything, and now he's not walling. He's not doing the quick walls in the palisades, but that's it. Nothing else. Well, now Heartt is still walling everything, but as you said, he's doing the archery range. If he's able to snipe those men-at-arms, the scout might have... Oof, he's not walling. Oof, he's walling. No, he's not walling in the last sec. Nah, it's fine. I think he's gonna be fine. But he has the scout now. Yeah, but he's walling. In the last second, he walled. He walled now, but still the spear is gone. He needs probably another spear, but he walled in the last second. Saved the day. But just look how he's doing this. A little bit of chaos, and he has already 300 wood, and he's dropping an archery range immediately. So, there is action on the land, and now with the scout going forward.
Yeah, and I think if you are Barles right now, you kind of have to be aggressive with your scouts now, because otherwise... Like,
Sneaky Villager, Lidacor. A Sneaky Villager from Heartt, and if he do not notice, this can be so bad for his economy.
I don't think he will notice. He does the right thing about sending a fishing ship to the far out deep fish, but I really like the game plan here for Heartt. He creates a distraction with these men-at-arms, and now he's going to push the pond.
Yeah, but he's clean. Is clean all. Clean and all, he lost 1 scout, no, 2 scouts, but he has clean all. That was okay for Barles, in my opinion.
Yeah, that was an okay fight, and he could actually kill the opponent's scout here as well, which is important. And now, Heartt needs to bring in some spearmen as well to support the archers, but I think the important thing is now there is no men-at-arms to kill the skirmishers from Barles, so Barles can defend with skirms.
Yeah, exactly. But now...
Heartt's Watcher is going back home. Heartt's Watcher is going back home. He's tempted to chop trees. So that what happened is that he sent it to chop trees because he didn't have food to make the dock.
But he noticed now.
Yeah, he noticed.
Now. He's going back. He's doing the blast bit.
Oh, the galley. The galley from Barles.
Oh, perfect.
Because that dock was late,
yeah.
Barles had time to react. I'm not sure. I think Barles might have seen the villager. Yeah, I think Barles saw the villager on the tree. And now that dock is going to be denied. That is great for Barles, and... like, the best thing that those archers can do from Heartt is killing the deer. And that villager is gonna get killed by the scouts. Oh, that's so great from Barles.
Yeah, Barles is taking the villager. Barles is in a really nice position right now. Of course, Heartt has wall completed his base. Now doing a stable, but you don't want to go stable with Japanese because you're gonna delay a little bit your economy. Right now, the economy advantage is massively for Barles. Why? 3-4 villages ahead, more fishing ships, better economy for persons if you go with this approach. Always, Mr. Lidacor.
Yeah, absolutely. And that eco lead is going to translate into a better castlage time, and we could see potentially Persian costs. And oh, look at Heartt moving out to the village and will get intercepted right away.
If he noticed, Barles didn't notice. He's going inside with 2 scouts, which is not a lot. Might kill some villager. He could have killed the other villager that is outside, that in my opinion it was even more important, you know, and now he's gonna try to trap. Yeah, that was really unfortunate. They are not patrolling, and that's why he didn't find it, but now he's gonna find the scouts, and this is, in my opinion, good for Barles still, because he's forcing to make extra units from Japanese, but Barles need to make, he's doing the market, he's doing some more skirmishes, he need more farms, or maybe another dog, actually, to have a better fish in his pond. Yeah, because Heartt is committing a lot on feudal. Look at this, a lot of scout, archers. He has to be careful now, Barles, because there's a lot of farming coming from Heartt.
Yeah, and Heartt is also expanding his eco, so he's going to be on 3 pawns very soon. And imagine if Barles killed that villager that was going to the right-hand side pawn. That would have delayed that dock so much. And the thing is that I'm not impressed about the resources that Barles has right now. He's got 22 on wood, sure, but he's a little too low on food to my taste.
Well, he's doing a lot of farming, he's doing fletching, he's also on his skirmishes, remember? They cost food, while his opponent is on archers, so he's not really spending a lot of food, but he has that many wood because he's not going for the corners. Now he's sending another bullet to the corner. I mean, 1,000 wood is definitely, well, he can balance, he got the market, so if he need the wood, if he need to balance the economy, he will do it. But now the economy seems to be much better for Heartt, even that he's doing the scouts now, and well, it's a lot of farms from Heartt as well. Yeah, but you will see how he will balance the economy soon, and we'll get there. It's crazy.
Heartt doesn't have a single eco upgrade, by the way, so all those farms are without horse color, and then not even double bit axe. On the other side, it looks like Barles goes for a much more eco-heavy approach. He's got horse color, double bit axe, but he's, I think, going to fall behind in castle age time.
I'm not gonna be so long, and remember that TC is faster. No, it's gonna be almost the same. You know, he's getting there with the skirmishers, and person's economy is amazing. Look at the market, I'm telling you, and then when you click, you are faster than your opponent. He's gonna be up a little bit slower, and he will reach with 10. Look at this, already ahead. With capital, you can see the time ahead. He's also doing a dock on the left. This is gonna be another amazing and close game. The decisions in castles are gonna be huge, but the double stable knights and plus skirmishes, I like it a lot. Stable from Persians +2 against archers.
Yeah, exactly. And one more thing to add, Heartt, even if Heartt goes for knights against those skirmishers, the Persians can always mix in camels. So Japanese can't go for knights here. They can't go for archers because the knights eat them. Their only hope is pikemen, but there is enough skirms on the field to kill the pikemen, as there's a dock up on the left-hand side pond for Barles. And his eco in the long run is probably going to be better because of all those eco upgrades.
And not only that, also he has the, look at this. He forced, like, do so many dogs. I mean, 4 dogs for Heartt, that can be okay, yes, but it's still a lot of investment. Imagine that he can't take that lake at the end. It can be deadly, and that's a corner with only galleys. He doesn't have any fishing ship there. What is he doing? Look at the trick by Barles. Oh my god, he just put that one there, and now he forced him to go away. I mean, I don't know if it's gonna work now. It's not gonna work. He got it behind. He's not attacking. Well, he tried. It didn't work, but it was fun to watch for sure. Now war galley upgrade. Castellates, crossbow and bodkin. The knights are needed, amigo, and the knights are with bloodlines and +1.
Yeah, I think you will need that +2 defense soon, but I like the war guy decision, because you want to secure a second pond if you're Barles. You don't want to just stay on one pond, especially against Japanese. And it's so hard for Heartt to kill those dogs with the extra HP on them.
He can't, and also there's ability holding, and just look how the economy is looking better for Barles. He's able to do the war galley upgrade. He's doing now bodkin, elite skirmisher upgrade. He's also doing a few knights. I mean, Persian's economy now is much better. And then, as you said, Heartt is going to stables. If Barles spot that and then make some switch, I don't like that Japanese has to go with 2 stables. That's definitely not good for him. And now he's taking the pawn on the left, and he's just basically wasting 2 dogs for Japan.
Yeah, absolutely. Plus, he's getting a lot of fish for himself, so that's a nice added benefit. And now it looks like Heartt is also going to play with the War Guy upgrade himself, and he's gonna get a counterattack in here.
Yeah, let me check because I'm checking. He need to see those crossbows fast. I don't know if he's gonna notice. He noticed immediately, so he's not gonna lose anything. He dropped the wood and he's going back. There's no ballistic. Still, man, he still have without even double with task force scholar. How this is possible? How this is possible now? Knights outside and camel. The skirmishes are coming. He need to wall because that open. The camel is kicking off there, and the skirmishes with the +2. This army composition is very good. I don't know what you think. Very, very good for Barles.
Yeah, it's looking very, very good, and as you said, if you add the fact that Barles is also on 2 pawns, ecos are very, very even, but yeah, Knight, Camel, Skirmisher seems like a very, very nice combination here for our red player. And Heartt will try to come back to the left-hand side pawn, but we'll see if that actually happens.
Yeah, but now look. +2 armor already, chain barding armor for those knights and camels. He need to go back. He's doing gillnets as well. He's trying to go, but he's not gonna get it. He still get, I mean, both players with 2 pawns, great. So the game is kind of super close, but it's still the knights and camels now +2. He might now ballistic. Ballistic might be even too much, but really not a single upgrade with the economy from Heartt. He's gonna keep falling more and more behind in economy. It's true that he's doing a second tone center, but second TC will happen as soon probably for Barles as well. Probably he doesn't need yet. Need to go back. This is a lot of farming from both players, knights and camels, and more knights from Heartt. But those are +2 versus +1. Who's gonna take this battle? Maybe now the crossbows might do the job. There's a monk as well. I'm not sure if this is a good battle for Barles, but we're gonna find out very soon.
It's not, and the skirmishers were killed before they could kill the knight.
Yeah, he need to kill the monk.
Boy, that's a disaster. He couldn't kill the monk.
Yeah,
that was an awful battle, and it's 27 army against 8. And as bad as Heartt's eco is, he does have a massive numbers advantage right now. And it looks like now Barles is just gonna go for 4 knights though. And
Barles need a siege workshop.
Yeah, he goes for monastery first because he wants to convert the knights here as well. But he might indeed need a workshop. It's a matter of whether Heartt is adding more crossbows, but Heartt does. And I love the spearman from Heartt. It doesn't do a lot, but it helps you keep those knights away for some time, as Barles is trying to sneak a dock up on the opponent's pawn.
He's taking the monk, that's good. Now he need to go back. Yeah, taking the monks is great in that situation. This is no ballistic. I still think that the siege workshop here will have a lot, but honestly, if he's doing 2-3 monks, it can change a lot. Those knights with the +2 can clean everything from Japan very easily, except the knights, obviously. But with some monks, he's gonna force him to go back.
Yeah, exactly. He's just waiting to unpop those knights on top of the crossbows. He's probably waiting for like 1 or 2 more, but he's gonna pop them soon.
Yeah, he's gonna put all the knights there, but he still have also good amount of knights himself. I don't know if he should just put it now outside. Ay, this is very, very interesting and close. The pikeman upgrade is also gonna be amazing. The knights are now going to go and do the job.
And they
need to do. Oh my god, the timing is amazing to kill the crossbows.
And that's not a lot of pikemen. Those are Japanese pikemen, so they're quite scary, but not a lot of upgrades on them, so this might be enough for Barles to hold this.
And he had few monks. I mean, he took quite a lot of those crossbows. He still need to convert. Now, there's more knights incoming, but what I like from Heartt is that he's doing a lot of army and don't have a... I mean, when you see this, then you think, why you make the upgrades in the Age of Empires? 0 economy upgrades, and he still have 12 villages more and more armies. So if you balance your TCs properly and your military, you don't need economy upgrades. Don't have a single one.
Yeah, he
Seriously?
also has the power of Japanese fishing eco. By the way, his northern pond actually got the fire shipped, so he's going to lose fishing eco, and he might not notice that. And this looks scary for Barles, but we really have to add that it's still going to be hard for Heartt to get through this town center, these layers of walls, and that's going to buy some time for Barles to assemble his army, get attack upgrades, and if Heartt doesn't notice those fishing ships getting killed,
but I don't know why he's not doing some siege as well behind this, because...
There's the siege. Villagers will come forward, so He's just waiting for the workshop right now.
No, but I'm talking to Barles. I mean, he needs something also, something else to make some bada boom. There, maybe some Scorpion. I don't think that Knights only now is gonna be an oath. I might be wrong, but well, let's see. He's coming with so many units, monks, spikes, knights as well, crossbows. It's true that he's going now with so many knights. He's gonna try now to do the job. I don't know. He should delete that palace and these monks, these spikes. It's not possible. It's only knights.
Yeah,
it's GG.
Yeah, it's looking rough against Japanese pikemen. And that's the only weakness that Persians have, to be honest, over here in Castle Age. Japanese pikemen could be very devastating, and Heartt's actually now getting the eco upgrades, so I don't think that was intentional to just delay them and go for a full push. But it looks like Heartt is going to secure this one. This was a tricky game, because now Heartt has the eco lead.
Yeah. Oh well, it's only 8 villages, but it's 40 army. But why he's not doing any skirmishes? He did Botkin Arrow, at least skirmishes, and then he's not doing skirmishes. I know that there is knights as well from Heartt, but Heartt is just spamming all kind of units. All kind of units. Look, knights, pikes, crossbows. He's going all in, crazy. Well, you see Barles only going knights. Make no sense to me. But now against the TC, should put the village on the town center. This is now awkward play by Barles, and Heartt is dominating completely.
It's over. Everything dies here. Like at this point,
Heartt is losing a lot.
Yeah, but I mean,
a lot of his army as well.
I mean, he's trading army to a lot of villagers, so he now has a 25 villagers lead, and there's more knights coming. And he didn't even find the woodland at the south, which would have been even more villagers killed.
Yeah, well, that was kind of awkward. Still is gonna now stabilize Barles, because the military now from Heartt is literally gone. Gonna take everything, and you don't want to lose all this advantage, because if now he's coming with so many units and push you back, then it can be a snowball game. Of course, village defense is insane, but now Barles got more army than Heartt, which I don't know if that's good to happen. And now he's gonna try to counterattack. Well, there's some monks.
Yeah, I feel like this could be tricky for Heartt, because he killed a lot. He's 30 villagers dead, but if you look at his base with all those overchops, if those knights run into the base of Heartt, he could lose even amounts of villagers here. And
yeah,
I am still not convinced on how Barles is going to defend his own base, but basically a counterattack is his only choice. Nice quick ball from Heartt over there. And
but no, it's open. That's open. I think. Oh, but he's walling. Yeah, there you go. Nah, but Barles is playing this very stubborn. You know, like super stubborn. This game is gonna kill a villager there. Like, he didn't make a second TC till now, just at the back. Now siege war shop. Like, he's only doing knights against Japanese. Make no sense to me, really. Seriously, like,
yeah.
I don't know what he's doing. He's playing bad this game.
Yeah, I feel like, I'm really not sure where it went wrong. I feel like that one bad fight, even though he's in.
He's in, and now got nothing at home. And like you say, look how many villages he can kill now. He got nothing, absolutely nothing. What's going on? Well, it's still 32 villages ahead. He might how many villages he need to kill, but he's killing villages. A lot of villages.
Yeah, pikemen are here to clean this one up, so you have to control those knights very, very well to make sure that you kill as many villagers as possible with them. I think the problem that Barles is facing is that he's slowly losing his own base as well.
Yeah, he should repair the TC. He's now doing the first mangonel. I mean, with all this pressure and you are doing the first mangonel now, is kind of awkward. He's now going to kill the monk. Yeah, I mean, just look how the micro... I mean, Heartt micro is pretty much inexistent when he has to deal with army at home. If you make a counterattack, it's the best defense.
Yeah, I think now this is over for Barles, though. If you just look at the population, 129 against 84. That TC right now is standing, but Heartt was also on stone with 9 villagers, so the next step for him is a forward castle.
Well, it has been over a long time ago, if you ask me. But, well, let's see what he's... I mean, I don't understand. This is the problem with the players, the consistency. Like, the first game was all the right decisions. Now I feel that he played awkward. Like, only knights and never... like anything else, few skirmishes and 2 monks when there's crossbows, everything. You need to go siege and skirmishes, honestly.
I think Barles took a very, very bad fight in like early Castle Age against those knights and crossbows when he lost all those skirmishers. And from that point on, Heartt was just in a very good position to push him. There was a big hill in front of Barles' base as well, so that helped Heartt push this one quite hard.
Now he's not controlling well the monks, he's going back a little bit, he's going to convert, he converted. This another mangonel. Still Heartt is being even too aggressive, I will say. It's not needed because he has been losing quite a lot that he didn't need to lose. He's going all in, and he doesn't need, because in this situation he only need to make the transition to imp, to be honest. Because now he can lose rams, I don't know. Still have a lot of pikes, and well, Barles could do here a tower. For example, war tower. I mean, there is some things that he could have done, and he could defend much better this position. He has a lot of idols, he's 30 villages behind. The game is absolutely over, but he's not calling it. Let's make him fight for more. But the game... Ooh, there's one knight in the goal. Let's see how no, but he noticed instantly. Okay.
There is knights all over Heartt's eco, so we have to be careful about this. There is still a too big lead. I feel like this counter raid just came in too late. Like, when Heartt's army just dived in, I felt like Barles lost way too much. Funnily enough, the villager KD is absolutely the same.
Yeah, but he's the same, but he's not booming. I mean, not booming like Barles, like Heartt. GG call. Yeah, I mean, this game was weird. Like it was fun to watch, but I feel that this has been a one-sided game completely. Like Barles took weird decisions. Being with Persians, you go only nice when the Japanese is coming with everything, with monks, with pikes, with crossbows, and you don't make any siege wars up to minute. What, in 38 minutes in the game? Like 5 minutes ago he did the first. Make no sense to me, Lidakor. And then obviously like this, you can't win against Japanese.
Yeah, I feel like his original plan was to go for Huns, but he lost it to a snipe, which was an unconventional snipe. Let's add it. So usually the civ that gets sniped is like Mayans or Vikings or Mongols or so. But this definitely seemed like Heartt sniped Huns because that was his strongest home map. And I feel like one of the reasons why often many people go for Huns is because Japanese don't really have an answer to cav archers. They do have a nice answer to archers. Japanese pikemen just destroy cavalry as well, but cav archers is something that Japanese struggle against quite badly. So that's one of the reasons why Huns and Lithuanians are so popular here, but there was no Huns available for Barles.
Well, I don't know. Well, you can make a skirmishes, I insist, but I think Barles played bad this game. The same that I say that he played amazing the first one. I think he has played not the best, let's say, more than bad. And, well, Heartt did everything he needed and did crazy amount of army, 57 largest army, which drive the cities into the game number 3. That is going to be the first home map from Barles.
And it is Bay.
Let's go, guys. Game number 3, and we are starting with Lidakor still, and now... Mr. Lidakor, we have seen this matchup. We were talking before start, but people on YouTube don't see what we watch before we start. And then Byzantines and Mongols. Byzantines for me is, I don't know if it's the right word, underrated civilization.
It is. It's one of the very, very broad tech tree civilizations. So they have fairly good infantry. Their archers are basically... I think it's fully upgraded as well. Cheap skirmishers, cheap halberdiers. They actually have paladin even, but they're missing blast furnace and husbandry even, I think.
No,
so
they have husbandry. They only miss bloodlines and the +4 attack. Everything else they got it.
Oh, they miss bloodlines. Yeah, so that's actually kind of a garbage paladin, but technically they have it. They have very good camos. And I think one of the most underrated bonuses is the building health. That helps so much in a trap war. That helps so much whenever you just need to keep your buildings alive a little longer. So it could be a TC, it could be a defensive or offensive tower, or it could just be, as I said, a castle in a trap war.
Well, they have answers to pretty much everything, because, I mean, if the camels don't have bloodlines and they are not the greatest, but 25% cheaper. I mean, camels 25% cheaper is a lot. Is really a lot, because in a gold unit you can spam it like crazy. Then skirmish is so cheap as well. They got siege rams, bombard towers, bombard cannons. They are really good. And what makes very dangerous this civilization in many maps is that transition to Imperial almost 40% cheaper is a lot. I mean, 660 or 640, I don't remember always, but food to go up to Imp is also amazing. And then in this pond map, also the fire galleys might, the fire ships are going to be faster, well. But then we have the Mongols in the other side. But with the Mongols, if you go very aggressive, like for example, Land did it yesterday, it was Land, yes, and you get a good boom advantage, then stop the Mongols.
So, one thing I'm noticing is that in the previous game, Barles went for a civ that has the fast dock ability. Mongols is also one of those where you can actually go for a quite early dock, or in this case, it's not something that he's doing, but he could definitely do that if he brings in the hunt a little earlier. You can actually spend less villagers on food, and then you can go on wood earlier and go for a fast dock play. He seems to have the standard timing for a dock, in fact, even a little later than that.
Yeah, it's not really fast, but it's still, man, with the hand bonus, if he's able to go up quick, and then you put the fish, the fire galleys there, and take the fish, it's fine because you can make the fish after. He just need to be as quick as possible, quicker definitely than Byzantines. I like that Barles is going aggressive now with the scout, but what is he trying to achieve? I don't know. Talking about the map, in my opinion, Heartt map is terrible. I mean, if Barles is exploring now, going for the aggression, all the wood is at the back and berries is at the back, but stone, gold, everything important, or everything, let's say, more expensive for later game, is forward. The gold is exposed, the stone is exposed. Good map for go aggressive.
Yeah, absolutely. And this map script always spawns with the stone on the front. So tower rushes are always an option, although you don't really want to tower rush Byzantines, but you always know that your opponent's stone is on the front. So technically it is very, very possible for Barles to go for an aggressive play here because, as you said, this map is a disaster for Heartt.
Yeah. Barles did some Titanic. I was checking his TC and 20 seconds idle. So basically he has lost one villager because he didn't have the food to go up. So he messed up his build order for sure. And you want to go up as soon as possible. 20 seconds might look ridiculous for many of you guys, but it's not at this point. Because this map, with the dogs that close you, I mean, you need every second's advantage to take it and dominate. And now what? Second dog is going to do? Second dog? Okay, second dog to try to get as fast as possible the fish. But then I think if he's getting, and he will, because this is massive time advantage, Lidacor, he should try to go land as soon as possible and keep the aggression.
Yeah, I think so as well. It looks like Barles is just going to be playing standard water, but do you really want to play standard water against Byzantines? I'm not 100% sure. That's going to be forward from Heartt. This is something that we have seen a couple of times. The idea here is that Byzantine fire galleys are better, so you don't need that many of them to hold the water, and you can also tower rush. As I said, the stone is always on the front.
Well, Heartt is coming. Heartt is coming with 4 villages, so you're gonna see it. But this is so important. Is Barles going to spot it? Is Barles going to spot it? I'm on his point of view. Look at the scout, the scout, the scout! Ay, ay, ay! Man, it's happened all the time. And the scout is there, but he's passing in. The villages are gone. Lidacor. And now Heartt is free to surprise. Barles is gonna see that there is not a second dog, so he can smell the aggression, but he could spot it, and now the villages are coming. Look. And the 4 villages are going straight to Barles' base.
Oh, the good old-fashioned Byzantine forward spear and skirm play. What year are we in that we're seeing this happen basically so frequently?
Yeah, we see, and it's a good one. But now the good thing is that he has spotted. What is he doing? He's sending 4 villages forward. Barles as well to do what? To wall his side or what? I don't know what he's planning. Let's see what he's going to do. Obviously, this is terrible. I mean, he's taking... Look at Barles. The multitasking is so crucial.
He wants to wall it in.
But yeah, but I'm talking about the fish. He's not killing the fish. I mean...
Oh, man, he's lost his scout as well. Oh, boy, that's actually going to be tough. He tries to wall this in, but a spearman already actually does a lot here because that helps you get that fight in. Although if Barles actually walls these villas in, and that's some very, very nice quick walls, the tower is going to make this entire push useless.
Oh, this tower is amazing. This tower is great. It's really amazing. He's gonna make a house there or trying. If he's just blocking this, it's gonna be a waste of resources. He need to wall. But I mean, the idea is great, but you see that how the multitasking is, you know, is not smooth 100%. And now there's a problem. No stone for Barles. Because he has used it already there, and look at that. But he can go with villages. He should go with villages, and will try to kill, to take as much as possible, and he's going with villages. And he took the fish. So Barles is in a okay position, let's say. But I wouldn't say it yet that he's in a great position.
He's not in great position, but I think he's got enough villagers to potentially take this fight. Spearmen don't do that much, especially when there is so many villagers around. Same with the skirmishers, no fletching. And he's walling in those buildings, so that's not going to be useless. I think it's actually going to be villager micro that matters here for Barles, and I want to reiterate what you said before. Barles is a very, very experienced Black Forest player, so his villager micro is actually very good.
Yeah, it's very good, but he's using right now 9 villages against 4, you know? So he has 9 villages idle. He's losing now already another villager, so his experience is being... Yeah. His experience is being now bad. So he's now both has lost 3 villages, but a lot of idle time, and it still didn't wall yet the archery range. Now he's gonna come with a tower, and then Barles need to find another stone, because how you're gonna stop that? I don't know. Still have fishing ships. That's what is giving Barles some chances in the game, because if you check with fishing ships alive, Barles is still only 1 village ahead, and that's not good.
Yeah, in reality, Heartt didn't lose a single villager. Heartt only lost fishing ships. Yeah. So that's the villager KD over there. But now those barracks and ranges will be pretty much useless. And you could make a case for Barles trying to get a market and buy himself some stone for another defensive tower, because that would stop this push completely. Or just go for the stone mine.
He find it there. He find it there on the left. Look at this. He found it, the stone. That's so good for him. That's really good and needed. He's now on goal. Look at the goal from Barles. Barles need a market right now. 700 gold. Honestly, a lot of experience. But against the aggression, you can see how everyone panic. And he, in my opinion, overreact for that forward.
Yeah, I think that it was fine that he pulled 9 vultures, but he shouldn't have chased that army. Once that army is far away, just run back and wall these buildings in very fast. And if he's able to get 2 defensive towers up, that's a nice quick gate. He needs a tower on the gold mine, and I think he's gonna be fine then.
But what he's doing on archery range, he's not gonna catch the numbers ever. What he needs there is, in my opinion, is a market. He needs a market because he has 800 gold. You know, like seriously, 800 gold. Now he's gonna make the market on the right side. Good. The palisade gate is gonna hold, because you can see how weak are spears and skirmishes without fletching. You know, they're bad.
Oh, they can
now he's doing
PC though, because there is no one to garrison the town center. But as I said, I think if the market goes up, Barles is in a good spot, and all he needs to do is just hold out on the castle age, which is easier said than done. But oh, look at this. Barles actually going to tower that stone mine, taking it away from his opponent here.
That's a good one. That's a good one, but probably...
Why did he trap the army? He traps the army.
He trapped the army as well. Okay, that's good. It's not a lot of army, but still, he's trapping the army. He need to balance the economy. Idle TC now for Barles. Not anymore. Need to make some farms. Good thing is that those villages are going to be bye-bye. I mean... Sometimes the lag factor matters, and finding that stone there, Lidakor gave him extra life to Barles.
Absolutely, and he's getting an outpost up. I think he sees the tower as well. He might just pull a couple of villagers to knock it down. Indeed, here they come, although some of them are weak.
But make a tower. Buy the stone and make a tower. What is he doing? Just make a tower yourself. You got the market there. I mean, just buy the stone, make a tower, and then you are fine. You don't need to send 20,000 villages, because Heartt, with the economy, well, now he's gonna be able to kill some villager, maybe. Okay, he still didn't kill anything. No. He's not losing Heartt a single villager with these battles. Now he will lose. Oh my God, he didn't lose anything. Yeah, but now he's doing the tower. I mean, I don't know. The economy is still much better for Heartt, because he has... Look at his farming. Very good, man.
Yeah, he's got a very, very good farming. But Barles, I think if he's able to stabilize, now he's adding farms, he's gonna go back to the berries. He has the fishing eco. And I don't think that this push is going anywhere for Heartt. And I feel like for Barles, he could try to focus down those low HP villagers. Like, some of them are so weak.
They're dead, basically. 3 villages are
yeah.
almost dead, but he's not focusing there. He has no plasmid yet. He's now doing the tower in the stone. He's still buying resources. He needs the plasmid. Yeah, but the economy is still very, very weak for Barles. I mean, the food is the berries now. He has the fish, and thanks God that he has the fish, really. Otherwise, it's disaster.
Yeah, Heartt actually just didn't push the fish enough to compensate for his land aggression here as the tower goes up. That's not something that Barles sees, I believe. Actually, Barles sees that tower.
He can, yeah. He can see, and he's gonna make a second tower. It's good. I mean, he need that stone, for sure. So it's good that he's doing that tower. Still, he need to balance his economy much better. 20 on wood, 12 on food. You can see how Heartt is having a really smooth economy. He didn't lose a single villager, man. A single villager is insane that he didn't lose a single villager, to be honest. He only lost the fishing ships, and now look at the skirmishes, being really annoying. Now Heartt is playing this very smooth.
Yeah, he's playing this one very smooth, indeed. And like Barles is doing sort of the right things, they just don't end up good enough for him. Like, he's losing villagers and Heartt is not. Like, it is a miracle that Heartt still has all 4 of his 4 villagers alive. And now that Barles is distracted, he's not going to focus down the villagers.
Look at those, man. He can attack the village and kill them. He still didn't kill anything because he was repairing and he's focusing on another spot. Now the skirmishes. He's on the way to castles. Both are up to castles with the same village, with the same population in terms of villages. But the efficiency here, I believe that is much better for Heartt. And when he reached castlage with 15 farmers is much better economy than 1 farmer, no matter what. If you have fish or whatever.
Easy mathematics there,
yeah,
that's for sure. And he's running out of fish as well, so he's going to have to start transitioning to fish traps. I feel like Castlage is still going to help a little bit for Barles, because at least he can go for like defensive siege workshop and defend. But one thing that we have to keep in mind is that Barles is kind of trapped within his own base, and that's something that we have seen so many times on this map. That this is why Celtic siege pushes are more and more common on this map, because players are starting to realize that you can just corner your opponent in here and just don't let him access resources.
Okay, he's trying to kill the tower with the villages. He's trying to kill the tower, but now attack the villages, man. Those villages are low HP, not anymore. He's gonna come back here. He's not taking that one. The tower is gonna be... Well, he's also with more HP. Not having the stone is terrible, and no more stone to repair for Barles. He's at the limit, and he's a miracle that he's balancing the economy properly. He's sending a scout. If you scout, those villages are used by buy. And where to take the stone, Mr. Barles? He's coming with the 5 villages, scale guard and armor, and now blue is gonna go probably camels.
It seems like he's opening knights, but he's probably opening knight because if your opponent is not up to castlage yet, you open knights, because it's like you only start making camels if you already see the units. And Barles, he's going step lancers.
Okay. Let's see if they are going to do something. The knights are better than the step lancers, in my opinion. So,
yeah, they are. They're better in every way. It might be a little bit easier to micro the step lancers, and it could be very good for counterattacks for vultures like the ones on Heartt Stone, because you can poke them down. But knights, or more importantly, camels alone, will be able to deal with the step lancers.
Yeah, well, he's doing a double stable, he's doing the monastery, but then you check his resources and you feel like, okay, you don't have anything. He doesn't have gold. He's gonna make a monk. Yes, he's doing now the bloodlines to have some more upgrades, and it's full camels and skirmishers. I don't know how many stun lancers you need to make them worth, but village 49 villages for both players. Barles with 6 army, Heartt 17, and not only in the numbers, also in the quality of that army, with +1/+1 for those camels. He's also doing monks as well, and he got a siege workshop. Try to stop Byzantines if he's going full army now. It's gonna be really, really rough.
Yeah, it's going to be, especially because as you said before, the farming eco for Heartt is a lot more well-developed, and the fishing eco at the beginning helps a lot for Barles, but once it starts running out, you will have to replace the fish with fish traps, and you see that he's just unable to make fish traps right now because he can't afford it.
Yeah, each fish trap, remember, is 100. Maybe he's gonna try to counter-attack with those step lancers. I think it's the best choice he can do. And honestly, what is he doing? No, it's not going. I don't know where he's going with 4 step lancers. Just go and counter-attack.
I think he's the counter-attack.
Counter-attack is his... Look at this. His base with the counter-attack is just... He's just exposed. He got nothing. He could kill a lot. And the stone miners also, seems you have the range with those step lancers, they can do the job. This is over. I mean, how you recover with this? 25 army. But Heartt got a lot more army. He just can't, and he has monks as well. And there is no chance, and 0 stone, it's GG.
Yeah, it looks really rough right now for Barles. And I just don't see this. He's trying to repair the tower, but as you said, no more stone. And I think the problem is, where is this game heading for Barles? Even if he somehow holds this one, Mongols without stone is a disaster. He can't make additional TCs. No defensive castle option. And that is what makes these early Castle Age Monk siege pushes so good here, that you can't respond with guard towers or defensive castles because the stone is always on the front.
But honestly, this is very, very stubborn. The same that he did a mining camp there in the north. We all know that in the outside of the map, there is a lot of resources, a lot of stone. Why he didn't send there the villagers? I know it's farther, but there is plenty of resources. Look at those scouts there camping around. I mean, if he explore, there's a lot of resources. Actually, he can see a stone there. So you can just move there and the game is over. Honestly, I think Barles played really well the first game. That was safe because he walled it and was walled completely with the Mayans. But in the next 2 games, Heartt just proved that he's in a much better shape. Sorry to say, because the reactions was, in both games, really, really not correct, in my opinion.
Yeah, it seems like Barles is having a bit more trouble under pressure compared to Heartt. So Heartt is a lot more confident defending. Even if you saw the Arabia game, Heartt was pretty confident defending. He obviously was losing that game, but he was confident in his defense. Like, his moves made sense. His quick walls were more or less on point. Whereas it seems like Barles is a little bit more shaky-handed when it comes to defending against this one. And I think Hera himself predicted 4-1 for Heartt. It looks like we're heading towards that direction. We'll see if Barles can rebound. He still has 2 more home maps, which is Hideout and Slopes. I feel like, based on what we have seen, Slopes is going to be tough for him. So I guess it has to be Hideout next, if he wants a hope to, bring this back under his control, because I feel like another open map could be a disaster for him.
Let's see, because I was expecting a little bit more from Barles. That overreact with the archery range and Barak, he balanced them with the market, yes, but it's difficult. It's difficult to defend and feel quiet under the pressure, but he, like you said, he's a little bit shaking, right? And Barles killed more units, which is crazy, right? But the economy, look at the economy here. He got Heartt over 2,000 more food in that short game. Over 2,000 more food because of that farming and without fish. Then wood, a little bit more for Heartt, a lot more stone. Gold, Barles, almost double. And that's why he stayed in the game, because of the market. Otherwise, he was dead a long time ago. Game number 4.
Yeah, indeed, game number 4 over here.
There we go, and we are starting. I'm back, Mr. Lidakor, and we are in the 4th game with Slopes, Ethiopians, and Indians.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, so I was ready. I was just mentioning that I hate Indians here on this map. Like, it's the most predictable civilization pick that you can have, and sure, you get a little bit of a boost from the shorefish, but I don't think that justifies the picking Indians. Whereas Ethiopians is one of those civilization picks that we have been seeing from players from time to time. It's the Tatars, Britons, Ethiopians combo. All of these are probably aiming for Drush FC, and if you remember, the original plan on Arabia for Barles was Drush FC as well.
But we don't see Indians, sorry, Ethiopians too much being picked. I don't remember that. I think yesterday they didn't pick. And as you say that, I really think that this is a solid, very solid choice that I don't know why people is not really doing. Indians, I mean, and it's so predictable that you're gonna go to the surface. So if the other guy is just going for a trash, then that bonus from Indians is bye bye.
Yeah, exactly. There were 3 instances where Ethiopians were picked on slopes in the qualifiers so far. 2 wins and 1 loss for them is the current standing. So the interesting part with this is I believe that I just know what Barles wants to do here. It feels just so right from his perspective. It is going to be a premium rush into a fast castle crossbow play. Barles, as I said, loves his premium rush. Against Indians especially, could be reasonable. I don't like that Heartt is sending a vulture alone because that could be easily killed by a scout. And Barles hasn't found 2 of his piggies.
Where they are? I don't find it. Okay, in the front. Okay.
Yeah, that's actually a very unlucky pig spawn. Like, how far away those guys are?
2 tiles. 2, 3. 2, 3 tiles. Well, it's
Yeah,
not
but I mean-
7 to Villis. Go.
Yeah, but I mean, how far they are from the town center? Like,
yeah, they're very
it's
far.
the middle of the map, basically. That's a very unlucky pig spawn for Barles, and probably he's not even expecting those to be here, so we can already count in 2 lost piggies there, because I think Heartt is going to grab those.
Well, he's not going yet. Now he's going directly to the TC. No, he's going around now. But let's see how aggressive they're going to play. I don't know if the barrack he's doing right now and transition to castle is a good choice here, because if the Indians play aggressive and fast, like I expect for him to do it, he will need to wall a lot. I mean, he will start to wall for sure. It's 5 minutes, but now the good thing is that Heartt is exploring him already, so he knows what is going, and he should try to deny that. I will deny that barrack for sure. Why not? Deny that.
Yeah.
The most times you take, the better for Heartt, and that's it. Sloppy play by Barles there.
Yeah, exactly. I think he needed Loom for that. So the thing is that oftentimes we have seen players going for a Drush FC on this map, and when you Drush FC, you always go for the berries. And because of that, the opponent who has the Shortfish and the Hunt will just catch up in Castle Age time, because they have a much stronger food eco at the beginning, especially with Indians.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It's not too malicious. It's not too malicious. It's a fake.
It might just be, yeah, it might just be a bait. Or
Yeah.
he just forgot about those, but
No.
he didn't mind the gold. He didn't mind
It's
the
a
gold.
fake.
This seems like it's a bait. That actually
Yeah.
is a smart idea, because that already forced Heartt to go for Loom, and Heartt is going to have to play as if there was malicious coming, even though he's scouting this one. I think the right play now for Barles is to pull back his scout and try to scare away Heartt's scout, because he's got more HP. So you could scare away that scout and prevent Heartt from seeing that there is no malicious, because I think now Heartt knows there is no malicious as he's going for
Honestly-
19 top scouts.
Honestly, Lidakor, I have no idea what Barles is doing, because he has been idle TC for like 20 seconds. Now he's doing another Valier. He's playing really awkward to me. He didn't make malicious. Now he's up with 1 Valier behind of what he should be, because this time is for being 22, not 21. He's 21 seconds idle TC, and now he's gonna be wall, yeah, but with zero advantage for being Ethiopians right now. Literally
I
zero.
feel like this wanted to be a Drush FC, but then he changed his mind, especially after not finding his pigs. I mean, Drush FC often is there is a hole, by the way, on the right side on Barles walls. Heartt knows about that. He saw that hole. So, I feel like Drush FC already is preferred when you have deer that you can push to the TC, otherwise you will need a lot of farms. But
It's gonna take a Villier, I think. I think he's taking the Villier. There you go. No, he's taking the Villier. Good play. Good play by Heartt.
I feel like
Really
now
nice.
Barles is in trouble. Because even if he walls this one off, as I said, there is a hole here. There's definitely a hole. Heartt needs to make sure he doesn't show that. But there is definitely a hole over there. And I think this wanted to be a Drush FC, but then he changed his mind and went for Men-at-Arms. And now Barles is going to realize there is a hole, but still, Indians with short fishing and hunt, and they will just be playing scouts here. The eco is going to be much stronger for Heartt over here, I feel like.
Well, it's much stronger already because in 10 minutes he has 2 villages more. So that means 2 villages more working all the time, smooth, with almost no idle economy, while Barles' economy is much more. Now he need to put those 5 villages that finish in the short fish to work, need to lure the deers. I don't know what he's doing there. 5 villages idle. Look
Yeah,
at those
he
5
probably took
villages
some
idle.
deer. I'm not sure what happened over there indeed for Heartt. But here come the men-at-arms from Barles. There's already range on the way though for Heartt. He needs like 2 archers to clean that one up. And really, I feel like Barles wanted to go for that rush FC, but probably he didn't find his sheep. And he just decided, there is no way I will be able to afford Castle Age. Like,
I don't think...
no deer push, no sheep.
But I don't think it was that. I mean, like, maybe the deer is okay, but remember that you get extra 100 extra food and gold here. You can wall. I'm starting to think that he wasn't sure what to do, really.
Yeah, that could be something as well. Maybe after the barracks was delayed, he said, hey, this drush might be too late already. And look at this. He's not going for the hunt anymore. He sees that the man-at-arms are coming that way, so he's just going to run to the other side and go for the short fish there. And as I said, once you have like 2 or 3 archers out here for Heartt, he's going to be able to clean up the men-at-arms.
Well, he's not mining gold, so all he can make is skirmishes. Skirmishes is not going to help a lot. Obviously, with the scouts combined, can do better, but skirmishes don't kill the men-at-arms. He's gonna take a spear, but he's taking quite a lot of damage in that scout, so 2 scouts are really low HP now. 5 scouts going back against 1 scout and 3 men-at-arms. 1 spear extra will be needed for Barles, and now Villis is still 2 ahead, but you don't want to take that battle. And the scouts' problem now is that those scouts become a little bit useless because they cannot raid, and you will need more army to do something to that army.
I'm not a fan of the scouts build on this map. Like, this used to be a scouts map in Hidden Cup 3, but it no longer is. Players just wore themselves up so early that this is no longer a scouts map. By the way, you can afford 1 archer if you're Heartt. You got 50 gold and it only takes 45 to make 1. So you could make 1, and that would still be helpful at killing those men-at-arms. But as you said, those scouts are useless right now in terms of killing villagers.
Well, problem is that when the players are not going on gold, you almost never see that archer out because they probably want to keep in case that they cannot mine the goal, make the blast bit, then fletch in. But well, that's can be solved. There's a hole on Heartt base. He didn't notice. Look at that village on the right side. That palisade where the range is not connecting the trees, so there's a hole there for sure. And now he's coming and trying to go for the goal. Goal is going to happen. The farming from Heartt in this series is being all the time really solid. Like, it's doing a really great economy. Now he's trying to use the scout, but Barles is fully wall, arena style. And, well, the series are only 2-1, so a good win here by Barles can put the series in, and he wall it. But the berries are there, the men-at-arms are being annoying. He can try to deny something, but he's not doing it all, and still the 2 villages ahead for Barles.
Yeah, but on the other hand, you still have the fishing villagers on the outside for Heartt, and look at his resources. He's getting close to picking up to Castle Age here, and now he's mining gold, so he can make 2 archers and clean this up. And he could just go for crossbows right away. And even though that's not necessarily a great idea against Ethiopians, Barles just got his range up and he's not making any archers, so that should still be fine.
I honestly feel that he's gonna go camels and skirmishers. You know? Because the camels get the extra armor, then the skirmishers will deal fine with the crossbows. You don't want to go crossbows battle against Ethiopian crossbows, so skirmishers might be solid. That is still open. I mean, Heartt is not wall, because Heartt has a hole, but the economy, the macro, Heartt macro today is being, I don't know if you agree, is being insane. Really good.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, after the previous set that he has played against Rubenstock, where he was just being chased all around the map, I feel like he is gonna have a very easy time building up his eco.
Yeah. I mean, let's see. I mean, he's just finishing the blacksmith, fletching. Well, he's doing the armor. He's doing the armor in those skirmishes instead of the attack. Probably it's a misclick. You usually do the attack always first, but still, he's doing the armor. That's a mistake for sure. A misclick.
I think against Men-at-Arms it's a mistake. Yes. Yeah, he even canceled it and goes for fletching, but. Yeah. Against archers, it's debatable. I think Hera had a debate about that, where he was like, is it worth it to go for the armor upgrade first to keep the skirms alive for longer instead of fletching? But against Men-at-Arms, you want the damage output because you want to kill those Men-at-Arms slowly.
No. I mean, well, let's see. He keep doing more and more skirmishes. I don't know. But honestly, if you go skirmishes and camels and you make those skirmishes with ballistic, then what the Ethiopians can do with the Echo Lead that at this point Heartt got. Other than the hold, because he has a hole there and he still do not notice. On the right side, you see where I'm in? Close to
I see what you mean. That's definitely a hole. So Heartt is gonna go forward, Siege Workshop, Skirmisher play. And the thing is that normally Ethiopians could just add knights against that, but the thing is that Indians would just respond with camels. In fact, we are seeing some camels already coming in here from Heartt.
Okay, Siege Workshop. He's trying to go aggressive. He's doing Botkin Arrow, and honestly, I really like this approach by Heartt, really, because if you go and if you feel that you have the advantage in military, and he really does, going with the Botkin, and now you put the pressure. Imagine if he's doing even a ram. I don't know, maybe to kill the buildings, but I think he'll do a Mangonel. Is the usual.
Yeah, I think Mangonels, like Ram, you only make Ram if your opponent doesn't have a Siege Workshop to take it down with a Mangonel. Otherwise, you probably go for your own Mangonel now. There is no Elite Skirm yet for those skirmishers, neither is Ballistics. Whereas his opponent already has crossbows working for him and defensive Siege Workshop soon.
Yeah, but he's normal,
I mean, on the left.
Okay. I mean, it's inside. How he didn't, man, the multitasking, man. The multitasking. He has been hitting with one scout and he break in. It's crazy. It's crazy, the multitasking. He wasn't doing lead skirmishes yet because he was waiting the resources and probably to have also for the Mangonel. Now he's doing the Mangonel as well. He's inside with the scout. On the right side, look how, man, this macro is amazing. Already a beautiful town center on the right side, out of all possible rating, with wood and gold. It's fantastic macro by Heartt, really.
Yeah, I feel like the main thing with that scout, though, is look at the scouting now for Heartt. He knows the Siege Workshop, he knows the ranges, he saw the crossbows. So the fact that that scout could break in means that he has everything that he needs to know about the opponent's base.
Yeah, he knows absolutely everything. You are completely right. And if we check red, he has Explore. Yeah, well, he has a spear. I mean, a pike forward. He has now the Mangonel and the Skir and the archers. So it's about micro. I really think that who is doing in this situation ballistic first, it can be sick. It can be really, really sick because they both got range unit and siege. So, those camel, but since there's no ballistic, no problem. Economy though, why he's also getting this advantage? Mr. Heartt, he got a wheelbarrow long time ago. Mr. Littlecore, long time ago, and that's amazing.
Yeah, and he's got cheaper Indian villagers for the boom, 2 DCs. So unless Barles actually starts being more aggressive and starts actually killing villagers, he will fall behind an eco so badly.
Yeah, but that's how you go aggressive really now. I mean, your opponent got more Mangonels, he got the counter units with the skirmishers, he's now going to the hill, he's forcing him to go back. He can't go attack. And I would love to see ballistic, but I feel that Heartt will go for a 30C probably soon.
I think it's right. Like, he's not actually forced to fight this one by any means. And there's also Mangonels for him. Mangonels for the opponent as well. So I don't think that ballistics is that necessary over here. Especially if you can do multiple TC boom behind this one. Because it's not like you have to fight this.
No, and the economy advantage is still there. He's much more farming all the time. Look at that Mangonel shot, beautiful, and now he's coming with another 1-for-1. No, they didn't lose any of them, but now he's gonna lose it. Oh, but he's taken. That was amazing shot by Heartt, because that Mangonel was destined to die, but he took the last second Lidakor to dominate and make some good damage.
Yeah, this is perfectly fine for Heartt at this stage. Like, his opponent's crossbows are relatively weak, and there is reinforcement Mangonels coming in. I think Heartt could add +2 defense if he wanted to, but he's just kind of being annoying, forcing his opponent to make army, and behind this one, just boom on 2 TCs. And oh, it's gonna be the third one as well in the middle. So it's going to be 3 TC boom, and whereas Barles getting TC number 2 up just now.
Yeah, he's 10 villages ahead. He's also with the hill advantage there, but the Mangonel... Oh my god, that shot! He's
man.
on point. He's on point. He's trying to kill. Now he's gonna lose that one. But being in that situation, taking the Mangonel when he's in movement is just amazing. Now coming with more skirmishes. Still he lost the Mangonel. Well, probably he should keep alive, but still, he feel after the first game that wasn't really a Titanic. He did play well the first game, but he's playing very, very sharp. All these 3 games already, because this is the game number 4.
I feel like in the first game, Heartt also played pretty sharp. It was a matter of... I don't even remember where he lost that, but basically he just got overrun by Eagles. There was a couple of holes that basically made it a disaster for him. If he was fully forward at that time, it would have been completely different. Barles wants TC number 3 as well on Wood, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, but he's doing all 1-2 minutes behind his opponent. That's why he's 12 villages ahead. 12 villages ahead is quite a lot at this point. Both are doing similar units. Obviously, one is skirmishes, and you might say, well, Krobos is usually better because you don't use food as well. But since Indians is cheaper villages, it can compensate even the creation of those skirmishes. And honestly, you prefer to go skirmishes against this. But now I'm surprised because Barles is doing stables. And that can be good against this army, but you know, he can always react with camels hard as soon as he sees the stable or any signal of cavalry.
Yeah, and you see that on the right side, Heartt is also breaking into the base of Barles slowly. So Barles has to pay attention to a lot of different positions, and now Heartt is adding villagers on stone. So eventually he wants a castle for himself. His resources are looking much, much better as well.
Okay, I was checking if he was doing a stable, if he was doing camels. It's kind of bugged, that stable for me. I don't know if for you it's happened. I see 3 camels there, but it's not really producing. But I'm talking about Heartt. And then these 4 Mangonels. 4 Mangonels. I'm going to go to Heartt point of view. 4 Mangonels with the skirmishes. I know the siege war up. He's going full siege with the skirmishes and trying, well, now taking the house, but the knights are gonna clean that one? I don't think so. There's a camel, and yeah, he keeps getting more and more. Look at the resources. The court is about to go up.
Yeah, it's about to go up, and it seems like Heartt has realized that one of the better ways, as that's a beautiful ground attack as well. That's actually extremely important ground attack because you need to keep the Mangonels alive.
He's keeping alive. He's playing good. He's coming out with the camels. This is over. Like, sorry to say like this, Lidakor. I don't want to remove the hype because, you know, but look at the transition to Imp. It's incredibly smooth. More armies, 15 villages more. He's on the way to Imperial. Yes, his opponent got ballistic, crossbows, mangonel, even some knights. But now he got camels there. How you gonna counter this when he's doing the +3? He's playing so strong, and this is only talk really nice about Heartt, because after losing the first game, you want to see the character from the players, and you can see the character for the player. Domination.
Yeah, like Heartt is playing really clean. In fact, as I said, his first game was also alright. It was, I think the difference here between the players is that while the first game was strong from both players, I think Barles is a little bit weaker than he used to be in the previous one. Not by much, but small details start mattering, like, for example, not being able to push out or losing that Mangonel fight before that Heartt took. And Heartt looks really sharp in this one, as, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is his first major tournament for a while, right? Did he play in KOTD?
Yeah, he played, but he lost.
So he lost early. So this is actually a very good chance for him to get into his first big event for a while after his return, and I feel like Barles might even call the GG here upon seeing his opponent in Imperial, because he's not gonna get to Imperial anytime soon.
Yeah, I mean, some people say stop calling it early. I mean, what he can do? This is not early. He's 134 population. He has camels doing the bloodlines now ballistic. 5 mangonels, crazy economy advantage. Barles is not even close to go up to him, and if he's not resigning, it's because this is a tournament match. In a rated game, this is instant call it. I don't know if you agree.
Yeah, probably. It's 20 villagers lead almost. Your opponent has a bunch of camos, and I see Bracer coming in, so it is going to be camo skirm still. And now Barles wants to dive in before his opponent gets the Imperial Age upgrades. But I think if he loses this fight, he's going to call it, because he sort of wants to go all in on this one.
Look at the control he's doing with that army. He's not even losing the mango. He's not gonna lose one. He's gonna try to kill the old, but these camels, he's gonna be +3. The +3 is already there. Now he did some good shot there. He has to be careful for sure. But those skirmishes and with those camels as well. Problem for Barles. Look at Barles using the market like crazy. Okay. He's giving a shot and trying to keep going. But now he's gonna be camels +2. Those +3 with chemistry are just... I mean, the skirmish is gonna kill the mangonels. I mean,
yeah, it's crazy.
Will take the mangonels.
By the way, it is worth pointing out that Heartt has enough stone for a castle, and since the entire army of Barles is on the left, you could actually drop a castle in the middle of the opponent's base, like right next to the barracks of Barles.
Yeah. He's taking the mangonel, there you go. And after this battle, when he's taking the mangonel with those camels, with the +3, with chemistry, I mean, with chemistry is appeared there, look at the mangonel as well. It's going to take absolutely everything. It's losing. Heartt is losing much more than he should, but now he's gonna kill everything.
Yeah, like, and those camos also deal a lot of damage against buildings. And light cav, something that we haven't talked about, that Indian light cav also get the extra pierce armor that their camos do. So Indian hussars are just like Turkish hussars, and he could continue with camos as well, because Indian camos do a lot of damage against buildings, but even Indian light cav and just raid the opponent's base, and there is the castle I was talking about.
Is 30 villages more, triple the military. He's doing shoot a warrior that are going to die. Look, GG. I mean, and people was telling, don't call it early. No, I didn't call early. I mean, we are telling that the game is over. Like, he's not calling it, but it's like, I mean, total domination, Lidakor. I mean, was super clear that was over.
Yeah, I feel like Barles didn't know what to do here. Like, kind of tried, like, the barracks timing that he had was a Premier Drosh FC, that was clear. But then he went for a Man-at-Arms, lost the Voyager in Dark Age. And since he went for a Man-at-Arms but was on berries, his opponent was able to take both Hunt and Fish, and that was just enough to beat him to Castle Age. And also, in Castle, the better composition. Skirmishers to defend, and behind that have a boom, is what finished off the game here.
Yeah, the economy advantage, I was just showing all the statistics here. The economy just talk by themselves. Crazy economy advantage. And we're going for game number 5. But I have the feeling that this is going to be maybe the last of the series, because Heartt is playing so damn smooth, hopefully, that I'm going to be wrong.
Yeah, this is going to...
Let's go. Game number... I lost. It's game number 5. Yeah, it's game number 5.
Yeah, it's game number 5.
Yeah, let's go, and we keep going. Mr. Lidakor, Vikings and Khmer. At least it's a civilization matchup that we also don't see on this map. But honestly, with 37 civilizations, you're gonna tell me that the Vikings is one of the best for this map? Because I don't believe you.
I don't think so. Like, I understand the concept. Vikings have a crazy eco, but I feel like the thing is that Vikings eco is crazy on a map like Arabia. But if you give a map where you are like relatively well defended, like this one or Arena, for example, there are civs with better boom, like Teutons, potentially Khmer. So if your entire game plan is just to boom and try to build on the Viking eco, that's not going to work, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Again, sorry guys, people in my stream, because the servers today are crap. But with F5 you can refresh and definitely see completely, because he's back. It has been 2 seconds. I don't know what happened with my servers or with my stream. The stream is completely back. It has been, yeah, well, a minute. I'm sorry, I have to point out this, Mr. Lidakor, because people need to know that we are back. It's just 5 seconds, but Do you think we're gonna see any feudal aggression? I don't think so. Maybe the Castle Age aggression? I think Heartt will go for the Castle Age aggression, really.
Yeah, he has to. I think there's absolutely no point for feudal age aggression for Barles against Khmer that hand. Like, by the time your units get there, the Khmer player will be up to Castle Age. They can just go up so fast. And you see that there is only 3 on wood for Heartt over here. Tries to push in the deer and apparently struggles a little bit at doing so.
Yeah, well, let's see. Let's remind people that if there is someone new about Age of Empires or about this map, that this map are pretty much fixed, right? Like the 1 stone, 1 coal inside only, then berries. The deers I see that are all the time outside, not like in the matchmaking. And, well, the ships you have to find it, because sometimes are in, sometimes are outside. And then the map distribution, well, we can see. The gold. Do you remember the map distribution yesterday in this map for Barles? It was terrible, but since he went aggressive, because land got all the resources there, but Barles went aggressive and recovered completely.
I think that one of the special things about this hideout generation is that it is always spawning in a way that there is like a closer side for players and there is like a further away side. Sometimes you spawn directly on the opposing side of the forest in matchmaking. Here the forest is always like a T shape, and on the closer choke point you always have all the neutral gold spawning that way. So if you see, the right side of the map is wide open right now, there is no gold whatsoever. The gold always spawns in the side where the 2 players are closer to each other.
Well, but yesterday, land got everything on his side. All. On Barles' side was nothing. Really nothing. But, well, that shouldn't be the case. Anyway, more push. He's pushing the DS. Remember that the economy advantage for the Vikings is from Castle Age. And, let's see what they are going to do. I believe that this is going to be a very slow and game, at least in the start. So we need to fill time, Mr. Lidakor, and see how they are pushing the ears, because for now, nothing else to say. We have to wait a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. This is going to turn into National Geographic, as you said before, here. But sometimes, let's see, still 3 on wood for Heartt, so he's probably going for a fast castle here with the super fast top of Khmer. I don't think that you should do something that's like insanely fast. I think you can do something like 25 no loom. 25 plus 0 no loom. You will still beat Vikings to Castle Age, but you won't sacrifice all your eco for it.
Depend also what strategy he want to do, you know? If he want to go aggressive, probably that build order is the best that to do, but if we want to go for super fast boom, well, let's see. And probably with that transition, we're gonna be able to analyze if, what strategy Heartt is going to do. But I feel, man, thinking in the first game, that Heartt is confident, man. Because even against the Mayans, he was doing some good battles. The problem is that in that position, the Eagle civilizations are really, really hard to beat. But he was always ahead even with the economy. The problem is that when 3 barracks or more barracks come up, but then all the other games, no chances at all.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing is that Heartt is going for 23 plus 0. I think he's going to go aggressive, and I think I like that. Like, we have seen a more confident Mangonel micro from him. We have seen a much, much better...
Everything.
I didn't want to say that because...
macro.
But the unit control,
decisions.
I think, is the key. So the early unit control and how much Barles is getting shaken up by an early aggressive play. I think that's the key. That Heartt understands that Barles sometimes panics or just makes bad decisions under pressure. And I guess he's just going to try and pressure his opponent that way. He went for no loom yet, but it's probably 23 plus 0, no loom, and then you're just going to click up. There's already a Fort Wizard.
Okay.
So I guess it's going to be stable right away. And then Knights, Siege Workshop. Fun fact, for a Siege Workshop you need a blacksmith, so that's something that you have to incorporate into your build order here with Khmer.
Yeah, and that's good because he can keep all the resources, but look how fast he's going forward. He's going faster than I expected.
There is a bear.
That valley,
He has to be careful about that bear. He's looking for some foodies. I think Heartt will actually trigger that bear eventually, or get Loom first.
No, he has the scout and he's avoiding. He's avoiding it. And he's doing well, really well. It's gonna make a stable. I mean, one thing that is fantastic, and I really like what they did, the developers, is that you cannot scan anymore. Like, you cannot scan in those explore area. But Barles didn't even explore that area. But if you explore, now you cannot scan if the player is coming forward. I really think that's why some players are now committing more to come early, because he's thinking, okay, if I build this, he has no way that he can scam. Because before you were exploring all the areas, you could just put some houses there and you say, oh, he's coming. Now you cannot. So that's for the player that is going aggressive is much better.
Yeah, and also, one of the nice things that you get with Khmer here is that you see that Heartt is making a house on the front. That will keep that villager alive for a long time, because if Barles is coming in to snipe that villager, Heartt will just jump into the house. That's a very, very underrated bonus of Khmer. As, indeed, we all have, I think it was 23 plus 2 for Heartt at the end of the day, so he added a couple of villagers in feudal. He probably wasn't able to afford the stable when he wanted to.
I think he did it kind of on purpose, because, like, as you said before, if you go extremely fast, you're gonna be so quick, yeah, but you're gonna be probably low on resources to really go super aggressive. Now my question is he gonna go siege or sub monastery? Because he's gonna do something else, I believe. And I don't know what his plan is. Going to release forward, Barles.
Oh, double forward.
Yeah, but Heartt is gonna see it. Heartt going to see it. At least he see the spear. Now, let's see if he's gonna going to fight. Look how he's sneaking the villages, but bad. He can see it. Oh baby, oh baby,
there is
that's
no
amazing.
Loom on those fields.
Yeah,
there is no Loom on those fields, and Heartt is gonna make one knight.
This can be game actually. If he's sending the knight to find those villages and he's taking those villages, this can be deadly. But he's having all the information, so he's ready to rumble.
Yeah, indeed. There is a bear over there, something that will be triggered by the spearmen or the villagers, I believe, and that's a forward workshop. I think Heartt wants to play with Khmer Scorpions, but here comes the knight, and I think that's not something that... Wait a second. Barles doesn't know about the forward. He doesn't know that knights are coming.
No, of course he doesn't know. Now he noticed. Because I think he did a mistake. He did a mistake with that scout. He saw that knight while he was chasing that one. So now there is a siege so forward and a monastery. So he will have to defend. And what you were pointed out, we need to see how good he's going to control now the units, both players. Because now it's so important. They are in a complete opposite spot, but also how Barles is going to defend against the siege, because the siege is here faster from Heartt, and that's gonna be a problem, a real problem.
He is going for defensive pikemen, and Viking pikemen are pretty scary, but I feel like there is just much more defendability for Heartt, so to say. Like, he can jump into houses if he's getting pushed. His opponent is also pushing him with pikemen only, whereas there is knights from Heartt. So I feel like Heartt's push is actually a lot more devastating than the push from Barles.
Well, absolutely. I mean, because Barles is not pushing. I mean, thanks to this push, Barles can't do anything. He cannot afford a mangonel forward, nothing. He's doing now a monk, but look where the monk... Oh my god, Heartt, don't kill your knights, please. Seriously, is this leopard playing? Who is this, man? Oh my god. Now, ground attack, you have to be careful. I mean... Oh wow, he killed a guy in the night. What is this? He's killing himself. I mean, he's killing himself right now. Ay, the scorpions. That seriously was not expected at all.
Yeah, it's funny that we were talking about how good the unit control was for Heartt, and then he's about to lose 2 mangonels to pikemen because he just mangoed down all his knights.
People in my chat say that Heartt won more games. Do you agree with that, Lidacor?
Yeah.
Trollers! I mean, Seriously, he has lost a lot with those pikes.
Yeah, that was an awful lot, and as we said, he also had to go for the defensive siege workshop. Luckily for him, Barles is not pushing him, so that's sort of an advantage. Barles has nothing on the front, and it's going to be 2 TCs for Heartt, so he will do something similar now. Not going to go for an all-in push. He will just say, okay, I'm going to keep up the pressure and go for a 2 TC play.
Because let's face this, I mean, he has lost this, but Barles did Pikeman upgrade expensive, very expensive upgrade, over 200 food and like 90 gold, something like this. Then he kinda has a bad micro with his wood. That's why he's doing a stable at home even. Okay, this is looking now much better for Heartt, even if the score is like this. And I'm telling you why. I don't know if you agree. I mean, doing a stable now, he's thinking that he's gonna keep pushing. He kinda stopped the push Heartt, and he's doing more economy now.
Yeah, exactly. And like Heartt will pretty much cut off all reinforcements anyway, so the pikeman won't really be able to hit the base of Heartt. The knights coming from Barles will also be intercepted, and there's going to be 2 TCs at Khmer farming. And I think if there's one civ that can actually survive being behind by handcart compared to Vikings, it's Khmer with the farming.
Okay.
2 more monks go down here so easily, and look at the KD, 16 to 9.
With that, let's say Titanic that we saw in the start. Yeah, but the value now, it's stabilized completely. We have Heartt with 41 villages. He's gonna lose those 2 villages. He did a mill there. What is that mill? I mean, seriously, what is that mill? Look at this. I mean, Heartt is still in a lead position, and it will be in a much better position soon, because now the boom from Khmer is gonna dominate. It's seriously gonna dominate. And look at those scorpions. Fantastic. He's gonna take that monk? No, he didn't take it. And now he's gonna heal that knight. Okay, that was something good, but
yeah, but as we said, right now Heartt is completely fine booming on 2 TCs. 5 villagers lead already. He doesn't have wheelbarrow and horse color, but with Khmer that's not that big of a deal, especially because of the farming eco. So Heartt could even go for a 3rd TC, and I think we're just going to see the same things happening as in the previous game. Just Heartt outbooming his opponent very, very slowly.
Well, the Vikings has now the hand card, obviously. Horse collar is there, but no wheelbarrow. And hand card for the Vikings always helps a lot. He has 2 town centers. He will need the 3rd TC. He's doing another monastery. I mean, he's doing a lot of buildings, and now the 3rd TC. Okay. But he's 6 villages ahead already, so yeah, he's in a fine position. And what you want with the Vikings here is to try to go aggressive against the Khmer. And Heartt has avoided that. And he's now with the Echo lead, so he's in a good position.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's going to be on stone. We might even see a bit of a ballista elephant cutting later on.
Let's see.
So I mean, it's not impossible. Ballista elephant light cav. I feel like if this push doesn't work out for Barles, he's gonna be in huge trouble.
Beautiful how he micro the scorpions is still not losing anything, losing the mango, converting, killing the monk. Now he's gonna take probably some of those scorpions, but still he took all the monks. He's doing a much better trade now, in my opinion, Heartt. Even if the score doesn't say the same. Oh, but now that I say that, I bring the bad luck again. Why he didn't convert that knight? He stopped it. What the hell?
Yeah, that was weird. Still, I feel like this is just a small win here for Barles, but he's just so far away from actually doing any damage to the opponent's eco. And now Heartt actually starts thinking about more cavalry here, making 2 stables back at home. It's now 7 villagers lead. It looks like Barles actually gonna go for 3 TCs as well, and theoretically a castle drop is not impossible if he sends like 7-8 villagers on stone.
I think this is not gonna be... This is gonna go for imp game probably. At least that the Barles now Titanic, which should be unlikely because there is pikes +1 armor with a couple of monks now doing the bozo, kinda late if you ask me. But he's doing an outpost, will be ready, 3 town centers, and now he's gonna do what? He has stole his stable, wheelbarrow for Heartt, 22 farmers. When you start to have more than 20 farmers with Khmer is pretty sick. So let's see what he's going to do with those 2 stables. He's doing the blast bit now. All this time, and no even blast bit, and no loom. Okay.
Yeah, no loom. It looks like Barles also made a siege workshop back at home. so he can actually ram down those buildings. I'm not sure why he didn't just make a ram on the forward siege workshop. It's not like he was in the rush to take those down.
Yeah, I don't know either, but still the boom is getting closer and closer. Now he's taking the relics, Barles. That's solid. It's important. Can take the relics as well, and it's sticky. Oh, now he's gonna lose the mangonel. Both players, no, he's gonna lose blue. He's gonna repair that one. That knight is going to repair, but you need to convert. He's trying to convert. He couldn't. Another siege workshop, but Khmer economy. The farm bonus is insane. I mean, Vikings is great. But this farm bonus, look at the food. I mean, just see the food like this and you feel this guy is a cheater, man.
Yeah, this just feels like some more Fatorius, so to say.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, like, at this point, Heartt can think about Imperial, and he's also thinking about the defensive castle, I believe. Probably close to that stone TC. As, like, Barles is actually having the same villager count, but once, like, theoretically, even without Wheelbarrow, the Khmer farming is probably at least as good as the Viking farming eco, if not better. So, really, Viking eco is great, but Khmer is probably still better.
Yeah, I'm going for Khmer. Seriously, I prefer Khmer economy. In this situation, you know, if the game was like a smooth boom from the start, he's doing more stables, the Vikings at home. I only think that he doesn't know what to do right now. Look at that economy. It's 24 farmers. It's not like 40 farmers, but he's about to go up to Imp. He's not gonna last too long. Go.
I think Barles' only choice here in like late Imperial was like Berserk and Onager against his opponent. But yeah, double stables actually feels weird here. Imperial Age coming in for Heartt already. He's gonna have a castle. And he could cut into the opponent's eco and just go for Hussar spam or Cavaliers. It looks like it's gonna be Cavalier.
I don't know if he has yet the economy. I was about to say that if I was Heartt with this transition to Imp, I would go Arbalest.
Could make sense. Like, it's definitely reasonable. It just takes more time to tech into that. Like, he's just starting with fletching. He doesn't have ballistics. He doesn't have any upgrades for his archers right now.
Yeah, but he still doesn't have like 40 farmers, you know, for Hussars. I mean, if he's Khmer, you need really much more eco production. And honestly, with Arbalest, he can get him back all this push, you know, can take all this, and behind that, keep booming. Look how he has a 4-tone center at the back. He will keep doing the army, and then, in the meanwhile, while he's pushing with those archers, the Hussars still can come, you know? So, yeah, let's see. I like this approach by Heartt.
Yeah, Barles is trying to stonewall himself on the right side, but that's not going to happen. And he also teched into Light Cav. So I'm not sure what Barles is planning, but Viking Light Cav isn't amazing the last time I checked.
No, they didn't make a boost, actually. They're one of the worst, absolutely. They're really bad. But still, his 8 is more. Why the score is that ahead for Barles? I'm gonna tell you. I have no idea. Because for me, Heartt is with maybe better exploration.
It's hard to say. Maybe relics. Yeah. He's got 3 relics. That could be society score.
Okay, well, Heartt is in Imperial.
And he's got sneaky villagers coming on the right side, and more importantly, a ballista elephant. So technically cutting is a possibility here. So we're gonna have a defensive castle for Barles, and Barles is seriously considering Light Cav here. That's a third stable he's making.
I don't know for what, but still, we will see. There's 2 mangols in that siege workshop. He's gonna try to kill that one. He has to be careful, but he's gonna take those. He's doing ballista elephants, man. He's doing more ballista elephants. What army he's going to do? Just ballista elephants?
No, I think, look at the stables coming up in the middle of the base. That's the Hussar flood. He will cut through the middle and just flood the opponent's eco with Hussar.
Well, but he, I mean, I don't think so yet. I mean, he got 0 upgrades for the cavalry. Like, at the moment, he doesn't have really any economy. He's gonna lose 1 monk. He has to be careful with the mangonels. He's losing now the monk. He's not taking care of those elephants. The mangonel is going down. This is I'm confused because it's still 26 farmers is definitely not great, and he doesn't have any food. For that reason, look at the back. Lidakor doing another how many? A lot of farms, like another 10 farmers.
Gotta love the mill in the middle. You're a Khmer, my friend. You don't need that mill.
Oh, that mill. But do you think he's thinking on Khmer? He's not thinking anymore. Look at that mill. Oh baby. Oh baby.
Oh, now it looks like Barles is actually like Barles could very well tech into Onager and Berserk. It might be Champion Berserk though. I don't think it's just gonna be Pikeman. That would feel awkward. But yeah, if you're Heartt and you want to cut into the opponent's base, you have to wait until you actually have good upgrades. And Heartt is playing this one a bit too passive to my taste, to be honest. That castle on the right.
Because he has nothing. His economy is not good enough. I mean, he's still 125 village, but he still doesn't have the economy properly. There is now a Ballista Elephant. He did the least skirmishes. Now he's coming with a trap. Yeah, but the castle is not tapped on the right side. He was trying to make 20,000 farmers there, but those farmers are definitely not going to be up. And now with the Chieftains, that upgrade is amazing against the cavalry. It's +5 extra against cavalry. And, well, Heartt is not doing army. As simple as that.
Yeah, he's not doing an army. He's gonna go for Scorpions, that's for sure. But as I said, this gives a lot of time for Barles to tech into like Pikeman Onager, or I think the ideal scenario for him is Berserk Onager. He's got another castle worth of stone. And yeah, there's a random militia as well right next to the castle. That's probably just a misclick from Barles.
But Berserkers Onagers, how much resources they take. They take a lot.
A lot.
I see barracks now in the corner at 3 o'clock. Look at those two barracks with there's a monk, but the castle is there. It shouldn't be a big problem. Resources is still better for Barles. Barles is now doing siege rams, and you don't have. Heartt doesn't have anything to stop the siege rams. Not at this point. He will. He's a smart Onager upgrade. So the Onagers will kill the push that he's preparing. He has his skirmishes, and he's gonna have those Onagers. He's expecting this. Now there is a monk there that converted one villager, and that Ballista Elephant, he's trying to kill that mini base, and he really need to do it, but the Pikes are taking the elephants like in seconds. Look at that upgrade he did with Chieftains that take the cavalry super
Here comes the
fast.
ram push, and that Onager is still quite far away. In fact, it's on a forward siege drop. It's just going to finish. Oh, this is going to be close, but I think Onager comes in just in time here.
Yeah, he need to kill the rams. He need to send villages to repair that castle. Those are many rams. Those rams got few pikes as well, but he got a lot of skirmishes. If he's saving, no, the castle is going to go down. He got also two trebuchet, but he still have onagers and the skirmishes, so that push won't go too far. I think with the castle and onagers, if he micro properly, he might take it. Now doing the +3 and now doing it with the light cat, 48 farmers. Now he has a lot more farms, but I don't know. I'm surprised that Heartt couldn't do something else earlier, and now, but now he's gonna stop.
Oh, the ram.
Oh, but the micro with the ram there, with the micro with the onagers. Oh my god! But he didn't kill it. What the hell? He could have killed all the onagers, Lidakor.
Yeah, he could have. And I think Heartt expected an Arbalest ram play here because he was so heavy on skirmishers onagers. He didn't expect the pike and ram push. As now pike are coming from the right side, rams also there as well, and as we have discussed, Heartt still doesn't really have army.
Well, he has right now 20 skirmishes, 5 Ballista Elephant, 3 onagers and 2 traps, but he needs something else. He needs to clean also the army on the 3 o'clock, because he's gonna be annoying. He's killing some villages with those pikes. Now he's coming with the skirmishes, few onagers, but this can be a very long game, amigo Lidakor. A very long game.
Yeah, I feel like now Heartt is gonna need that onager cut more than ever. He's taking it to Hussar, and if he actually onager cuts in the middle, he could kill like 40 villagers from his opponent very easily, so that's something that he has to be careful about. But technically Barles could onager cut soon as well. The castle on the right side is gonna go down, and Barles is not giving up on this one.
Well, why to give up? He's ahead. 182 population, 180. Now he has 50 military, 132. That castle is going to go down. Now Heartt is playing quite slow, I will say. Now he's trying to kill all. Oh my god! All the pikes in the top left. pinned down because he's focusing in that castle that is down already. But those honors and skirmishers are now going to do the job. And remember, when he put the hussars on the field with honors and skirmishers, just need to control. The hussars can do a massive job here because of the mobility.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's not far away from hussars. Like, he's gonna have +1, +2. He's already got bloodlines, he's got husbandry, he's got the hussar upgrade itself. And he's now floating enough food to actually start spamming hussar.
Nah, he has, and he's doing plate mail armor. I mean, like, he's defending in the north really well. Need to defend in the south because it seems that he's doing now more damage in the south part. Well, at least he took a castle, now taking a TC. But in the other side, he's stabilized with the honor skirmishers and hussars. But he need to clear this area. And now we see champions because I see supplies, all the upgrades. I don't know. Let's see, man.
That's a good position. It's your opponent is full of skirms. I think Berserks would still be better, but it takes quite a lot of time to get to. Although there is 2 castles from Barles. I love that Barles has one of his castles in the farming eco. He's expecting a cut. And to be honest, now with this Barles, that should easily cut to the opponent's base. Look at that. He might not even need an onager soon. He might just actually chop through with villagers.
But he don't really need to cut. I mean, he's pushing already. He's pushing with rams. He's getting into Heartt economy. Heartt is still with 152 villages. That's too many in my opinion, but there's still 52 on farms, which is still okay goal. And now doing the latest attack upgrade for the hussars. He's holding in the other side. The honors are taking the skirmishers. He has to be careful. There's honors, but he needs to stop. Need to stop the siege rams and pikes. He's cutting here, and now he's trying to cut. I'm going to go raid. Let's see if he's gonna go raid, but I don't know why he's not trying to stop that siege rams push with the pikes. I don't say it's easy, but he need to do it.
Yeah, I feel like the problem that Heartt is gonna have here is that he's raiding, but he's raiding with 4 hussar, and that's not enough.
In the north, look at the honors going to the castle. What are you doing, man? Sending the honors alone to the castle, losing all the siege. Oh my god. Heartt is throwing all his entire army, all his army to the damn hell against units with ballistic, and look at this, now Bodkin arrow. I don't know what Heartt is doing right now. He's opening and trying to raid and try to create chaos, but he has a lot of chaos on his base. He's gonna be able to hold? Well,
no.
His population is very strong.
Just look at those buildings. Those buildings are melting, and we haven't even had longswords on the field. I mean, he's just pike and ram. If the longswords arrive on the field, it's gonna be even more brutal, although Heartt wants to go all in the middle. Look at that stable being placed there.
Yeah, but he needs to stop the push on the right. Now on the left also going with the pikes. I mean, why you try to raid when you are getting destroyed on the left and on the right? And this, I don't know. Heartt is still with good population, but now this is elite Berserker. And Barles will take this game. I don't know how he can lose this game now.
This game is so over. I mean, all that Barles needs to do is just spam that Berserker hotkey, and everything that Heartt has dies to Berserks. Skirmisher is very easily dying. Hussar dies to Berserks with Chieftains. And as I said, if you can get to Onager Berserk, then that's gonna be working perfectly for you. It takes a lot of resources, but if you get there, it sort of seals the deal. By the way, Heartt was going for skirms the whole time without chemistry or ballistics.
Yeah, I mean, and without any armor, like only +1 armor, like, I don't know. I mean, it's crazy what happened in this series that day 1 Pride is playing so smooth, and all the compliment that we were giving to Heartt, he just did the opposite in this game.
Yeah, exactly.
Seriously. All the opposite.
I'm really not sure what happened to him over here, because this by far was his worst game. And now you can just start getting Berserks into the eco of Heartt through the middle. Just like Barles is going to do. 4,000 score lead isn't really lying. And I love the stone walls on the left as well from Barles. He knows that his opponent will want to raid, so he just stone walls it off.
Yeah, he's walled with gates, beautiful buildings, architecture, like I love to say, and the hussars. Let's see, because the only chance there is no chance. Come on, this is over. Like,
yeah, look at that castle from Barles. He wants to finish this game over here, and well, we might have a little bit more balanced series over here than we initially expected. And
yeah,
especially after this game, if Barles and Heartt continue to play the way that they played in this one, then there's a chance for a comeback.
Yeah, and honestly, I can't be more hype. I can't be more hype for this because now the next game is gonna be Islands, and I love to see Islands. You know, I mean, you have to stop my hype, Lidacor, please stop it, because when I see that Island can happen, I just go out of my mind.
Are you sure it's actually Islands? I don't think so.
Wow, but I'm
Like,
so
there's-
hyped. Don't remove. Okay, you remove the hype already. You got the goal. You remove the hype. I love it, man. I love it. But man, I want to see Islands, because if we have to see a decided game on Islands, I don't know what I do. I might stop streaming. I want Islands the next, and then if it's a 3-3, Gold Rush for the decider sounds for me a lot more interesting and great to see a decided game on Gold Rush. But that's just my opinion, you know. But then about this game, what happened?
Like, I think there was two things. First of all, the siege push in early Imperial from Vikings is rather tough. And I think Heartt also misjudged what his opponent was trying to do. Like, he went for skirmishes and onagers. He was expecting Arb and Ram, not Pike and Ram. And he just got overrun by Pikes and Rams and onagers. And I feel like if it would have been not Pikes, but Champions, for example, from Barles, it would have been even more dominant.
Well, I don't know. Anyway, you have seen all the statistics. We have said absolutely everything. Next game, that hopefully is gonna be the best map of the tournament. Island.
So we got Portuguese, Tatars, Vietnamese left. Imagine if there was a Master of Islands tournament. Like, we had Master of Socotra, we had a bunch of arena tournaments. It's time for Master of Islands.
You want to kill me. Anyway, guys, people on YouTube, let's go for the game, because this is Heartt with Italians, Barles with Portuguese, and the map generation for Heartt. Oh, baby.
That's restart.
Oh, baby.
That has to be a restart. I mean,
What
that's
a
an
map
absolute
generation.
disaster island. That is like, I wouldn't even call this an island. It actually looks like an L. So,
Yeah, well, let's see if we have some luck and Heartt don't explore, you know? And if he doesn't explore, we don't have to see 4 minutes extra for this map. Please!
Yeah.
I don't want that he explore anything. Hopefully he will push all the deers, and then with the 4 minutes, we will be able to keep going. So, well, thank you guys for joining. Hopefully everyone enjoying my channel and also in Lidacor channel. You can remember the exclamation mark co-caster, and you have also Lidacor channel here in the comment. But Mr. Lidacor, I wish Heartt the best, but I wish that he don't see his map.
yeah, he's going to lure that boar in with the scout as well, which means that he doesn't expect the landing and he doesn't want to land himself. That would also be a very hard boar lure with a villager, by the way, if you think about that. That would be a very, very hard boar lure all the way around. I think you need loom for that, or scout blocking. 3 minutes in, and Heartt doesn't see that his island is so bad. So it is very possible, as he said, that he will not notice it in time. But I think if you just look at this map, it's a restart for me. If he would see what we see.
Yeah, but I mean, it's normal that he's not exploring, because in the start of the game you want to focus on your economy. I mean, you barely explore in islands in early game.
Yeah.
So definitely he's not doing. And then people might ask why this is a restart. Well, because this is very exposed. Like, it can be completely from the shoreline, you know. It's a very, very short. And then the other goal, look at where the goal is. Completely exposing the shoreline. While if we check Barles' map, definitely much better. With the goal save, another goal save. Yeah, it's a good map for Barles.
Look at even the wood lines. Most of them are far away from the shoreline, so galleons can't deny that. And also there is one additional effect. As 4 minutes have passed, Heartt is going to have to play it with this map. Like, if Barles lands on this little narrow land patch, he can easily deny like half of the resources on the opponent's island, because it's not like you just run around that landing, right? So a landing here would deny a lot of resources, but it is really, as you said, how exposed it is. And Heartt is going to go for side dock, which seems like it's a galley play for him. So I think one of the things I would have loved from either player is using the sheep to scout, to be honest. Because you're going to push deer, you're going to use the hunt, you can use your sheep to scout. And that would help quite a lot, trying to find out how your island looks like.
Well, yeah, but Barles need to find the ships first because he didn't find it. I mean, he's still missing few. And you're talking about this a galley attack because of the side dock. I just hope that it's gonna be a landing, and that's why he put the dock here. Because honestly, it will take quite a while to Barles to find this dock. But it can be what you said, or maybe Castlage. Well, I don't think so. He will do Castlage. It's so risky. So
No,
either galleys, as you say, or land. Land, I think is gonna be unlikely, but we never lose the hope.
It's probably unlikely because otherwise he wouldn't have used that scout to lure in the boar. You don't want to weaken your scout if you're actually landing. Although you never know with these players. That's the thing. Like both of these players, as we discussed, neither of them are really fodder players. So technically a landing is a possibility for either of these guys.
Yeah. Oh, he's landing. He's landing. He's doing the mill. He's doing the mill. So that's a land or it's a fast castle. Right now, this is not a galley rash aggression. Definitely not.
This is a fast castle.
It might be a fast castle. I think the more he took with the scout because since he was behind the forest, even if it's the Ian, it's easier to lure. It will take a while, really a while with the scout, with the villager, sorry. And now he's gonna find his beautiful island. I might be thinking, what the hell is this, right? What is this island? But still, if he's going for a fast castle, oh, this is tricky, man. This is very, very tricky. Decision by Heartt, but maybe it's gonna work. I mean, Italian's cheaper, resources to go up, so who knows? Let's see.
Yeah, this is going to be tricky. We'll see how fast Barles reacts, because I think the key here for Barles is that he needs to react to this one really fast. He's going to fall behind in Castlage time no matter what. The question is how much he's going to fall behind. Like, he needs to react with like a fast market, buy himself up, but he can't be beaten very hard to Castlage here because then he just gets overrun by fire ships. And indeed, that's 28 overall eco. And with Italians having cheaper age up, that is looking pretty good for Heartt.
Well, it look good, but if he reacts properly, as you said, he need to find. I mean, the most important is that he find hard dock as soon as possible. If he's doing and take the fish, then it's completely different. Look at now how he's taking the fish. Heartt need to go for the deep fish with those fishing ships. Come on. Oh,
yeah,
man.
Absolutely. That hurts double because your fishing ships gather faster from it, but you also consume that shorefish, and you want that villager to consume it. And are we having a pause? Yes, we do.
I don't panic anymore. I just think, okay, a pause. But the resources are amazing. Like, the resources Heartt got right now is amazing. Look at the food he has. But the thing here now is, Barles is going to know 100% that his opponent is going for the fast castle. So he need to go quick, find him, and take the fish. You know what I would love to see? I know that this is kinda tricky, or maybe even greedy. A landing now from Barles. Because if you see that he's going for the fast castle, and you go right away to land, Heartt is in a problem.
Yeah, that could be a possibility. That could very well be a possibility. Like trying to land your opponent.
You create a lot of chaos there. So, well, let's see. Obviously, he knows by the time that it is, he knows that this is not a galley rise from his opponent.
There is the barracks.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. He's going directly for the landing. And honestly, I think it's a great decision. If you are able to send two villages, build an archery range there, you create the chaos, and also find the galleys, find the fishing ships, that's huge. That's really, really huge. So let's see what is gonna happen. You see, I mean, these kind of games in islands, I like it. Because what I don't like is the same thing all the time, you know? This is much better to watch.
So, it also looks like Bart's adding 2 more fishing ships because he knows that he's not gonna get pushed really fast. So he's just gonna go and get some more extra fishing, and he's also doing the right thing. Send 1 fire guy to the left, 1 to the right. Find your opponent's dock as fast as possible. And Heartt is on the way to Castlage, but that's a long time until he gets there. And the range is gonna be built back at home though, which is something I don't necessarily like for Barles.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it at all because now he needs time to create 4 archers, put in the transport that is being created. I think it was much better just to go with 2 Valiers, go land, make the archer range in the other in his base because this is not a good strategy for Barles, honestly. Like it takes too long now to get the archers there, seriously, and no, it's not a good one. In my opinion, it's not a good one.
Yeah, there's actually going to be villagers coming in too, so he wants to land with villas. I feel like looking at those resources, if he thinks about selling his stone in the future, one thing I could imagine is potentially landing with those villas and going for a stable. So he could actually start going with knights.
Let's see. He need to land, and need to land quick. I don't know why he's waiting more. It makes no sense to wait more. Need to go fast and unpredictable. Yeah, need to do that. Need to do that. Also need some more galleys. In my opinion, need more galleys on water. You can't be without any galleys at all. Look at what I'm telling you. Where he's going, where he's going, where he's going. This can be a disaster. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. I will. He's going directly to his opponent. If he's not gonna get it, he's gonna get it inside. Oh, baby. There you go. No! Land it! Land it! Land it! Oof. Oof, he lost it, but
this was almost a true Titanic. Like,
yeah, I mean, honestly, this is too slow. He could be there 2 minutes ago, you know? And look where he is now. Of course, the archers are still there with fletching, but the fire galley is coming. But it creates chaos, you know? It's good because he's creating.
No look for Heartt. Heartt
no
had no
look for
look.
Heartt. Now he's doing. But imagine one thing, Lidakor. 2 minutes before this aggression, much better, man. Like, seriously, much better. But he's there with the archers. Let's see. And Barles' economy, it's still okay. I'm not sure about the archer range on Heartt base. I will have done a stable already. But, well, that's my opinion.
Yeah, I feel like this is one of the reasons, like, this is a prime example on why players are actually just... Whatever happens, they do loom on islands, because you never know if you get landed or not. And the same thing on why you don't often lure boars with your scout. Yeah. Because then, that way you lose HP on it. Still, Barles' fishing eco is going to go full Titanic in literal terms.
Well, but it doesn't matter, to be honest, because Italians doesn't have either. Barles is now on the way to Castlage, and he's focusing on the aggression, and he's sending more archers. He's gonna try to attack and make damage into the woodland behind it. With the archers, he's creating chaos, and now he's doing the stable on his base. So the game is not going on water anymore. And yeah, he's gonna make a siege workshop. He's doing a scorpion, but the stable is there, and he's almost in Castlage. The archers are coming. If those archers are getting in the woodland, it's gonna be massive, because he's not walled. He's 4 archers with fletching, and this, in my opinion, it's looking good for Barles, if you ask me.
Yeah, it is looking really good. I think the problem for Heartt is that he's gonna have to clean this up first before he could do anything to hurt Barles' eco. And Barles doesn't have the greatest eco in the earth, but at least it's working and it's untouched.
No, he has good farming eco, Lidakor. Do remember that now the knights are cheaper. He's still there with 2 villas. He has 1 scout already. And then the next step, I wouldn't even go for a siege workshop. I would go for a monastery there. Really, I mean, well, I don't know. Let's see what he's going to do. But this is looking promising for Polish. And honestly, after what happened in this series, if we have a decider, something unexpected a couple of games ago.
Yeah, exactly. It looked like Barles is winning the Arabia game, and then he's just going to fall on the home maps. And now we can go back. If this actually goes into a decider game, we can go back to the question of how important it was for Barles to win Arabia.
Yeah, he's looking good. He's looking good, because now look at those. Barles is there with crossbows and bodkin. Crossbow and bodkin in the wood. No efficient work. Another Valier down. If he noted the monastery, he need to notice the monastery. He's gonna deny the monastery. Focus on not letting him make the monastery. It's gonna be huge. He need a mangonel, and this game is starting to look, well, one of the most fun, and it's in Ireland. You see, This is the good thing with the Age of Empires, man. That anything can happen, Mr. Lidakor.
Yeah, the thing is that this is why you never fast castle in 1v1 on islands. because
It's
like this
tricky.
Yeah, the thing is that this is not even a brutal landing from Barles. This could have been even more devastating, as you said. If Barles realizes faster that, hey, my opponent is fast castling, you just land in his face, and this could have done even more damage as well. Now, it's 2 TCs for Heartt, but his eco is going to be very, very messy. And there's a dock attempted by Barles as well, so...
It is already very messy. It is already, but he has to be careful. He needs to control the units so well. Ooh, look at the Knight. He killed the Scorpion. He's not killing it. There's the Knight inside. He has to be careful. Need to control everything. Now doing the Mangonel. Mangonel, kill that Galley. He's killing. The Mangonel is gonna be massive behind that town center. The Monastery is also going to happen as well. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. Well. He need to focus. He need to focus, Lidakor. He need to focus because there is another Mangonel there from Heartt. And if he's losing those, it's gonna be terrible. But he need to attack the wood lane, the villages. I mean, he cannot take wood properly, Heartt. If he's going with the Mangonel there and now the Crow's behind the other forest, where he's taking wood? He's cornered completely.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have to keep in mind that Heartt has an 11 Voyagers lead because Heartt is reacting to this one nicely with the fishing eco. So the extra fish is helping Heartt really hard over here. That Mangonel goes down so easily for Barles, and...
the control, man. That's the key. I mean, the strategy he's doing, I find that
the
is
Knight converted.
good. He
The
converted
Knight also
also.
got converted.
Well,
I feel like now this is falling apart for Barles because his push is stalling out. And we have to keep in mind that it's a 13 Voyagers lead for Heartt with an untouched fishing eco.
it's the units, man. The units again. He didn't control as well, but it's the units again. And now it's 2 town centers. Obviously, the fish need to be taken back for sure. But is he doing docks? He's doing 1 dock on his pace. I don't know where he's planning, but this is huge amount of fish, and this is why he's still with the eco lead, really.
Yeah, like, Barles could definitely try coming back to water. It's not impossible for him. Because one thing that he could do, and that's something I think Lix did in one of the qualifiers, is that you're pushing on land and that distracts Heartt, and now you're trying to come back for water. Because if you're just pushing on land, Heartt is going to boom on water and defend on land.
Yeah. Well, but explain me why he did that dock, Barles. Because I don't know yet.
I think he wants to try to come back to water, but that's going to be tricky. Mangonel micro.
So important. So important. This is so many Mangonels. I mean, if he micro properly against those Mangonels, why he's not doing a couple of Knights and also the Monks? He got Sanity. He got 2 Monks inside of his monastery. Use the units. I don't know. Let's see. The micro is so important. Now he's taking the Mangonel. There you go. If he's taking another, oof. He's trying to do the job. There's Crowdless Mangonel. He's gonna take the TC. I don't know. But those Crowdless should be behind the forest and kill more villages. Still, the economy is because of the fish. Otherwise, I mean, look at the wood. Look at the resources for Barles. 700 wood because he can't really micro at all. He's doing nice. He's going all in on land. And now another Mangonel down. Yeah. He's killing all the Mangonels, and that TC with 4 Mangonels, Lidakor is in huge problems.
Look at that, Cav Archers on the south, because now we have another archer range over there, and they're just killing Vultures there as well. And Heartt is going to struggle to access wood.
To access to anything. Now the Knights are coming. He's doing redemption, but it's not gonna work. He got Crobble. He's killing the Monks. He's killing everything. He's killing everything. He's taking the TC. Gonna kill all the villages. He overchopped. The Crobbles are going in. And then, without water, Barles is killing Heartt and taking the game. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it looks like we're actually heading to a decider game because Heartt, now all you need to do is just focus fire that TC with the Mangonels because... Like, look at all those Voyagers.
Oh my God.
The idle economy is crazy.
What village is it? What village? Look at this. La 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 la. Well, the TC is going to go down. No more town center. This is insane aggression by Barles. He just forgot about the water and thought, all in, take the TCs. This is over. Decided game. Yeah. Amazing. Incredible, man.
Heartt has nowhere to go. Heartt has 9 army out of that 8 fishing ships or fire ships. He has no land army.
It's over. GG Cole, and then incredible game, really incredible game. I told you, Lidakor, and you were telling all the time, Islands is a bad map. It's a bad map. You see, Lidakor, this is a good map, man. Okay.
Oh, man.
Well, I mean, it's what it is, man.
Yeah,
Whoa.
it's just brutal to look at this final picture. You have 64 villagers standing on one screen with 0 army from Heartt. Like, if he doesn't resign here, he would just get defeated with all those villagers dying. He had 8 army, all of those were fire ships. And Barles made it happen.
I mean, what's amazing? What's amazing? He didn't. I mean, one TC push, man. One TC push in Islands. This is a masterpiece, a masterclass for everyone in this map. Let's take the achievements because it's gonna be brutal. Military, largest army, Barles 20. He killed 1 unit more than Heartt, but all those were probably villagers, right? All villagers.
Yeah.
So in that situation, total domination, 20 villagers more, but doesn't matter. He got no TCs, nowhere to go. And game over, decided game, gold rush. Holy and moly, Mr. Lidakor. Decided game with Lidakor. Here we are. Let's go, amigos. Tatars and Berbers that are being very, very common in this one. And if we get a crazy game like yesterday, Lidakor in gold rush, because yesterday game was insane, we could be really happy. And this is a decided game that is one of the most hype situations that we can find in any esport and in Age of Empires, Mr. Lidakor.
Absolutely. And one thing that I would like to add to Gold Rush is that remember the Arabia game? Barles felt so confident that when he was walled. And overall, in every game where he wasn't really exposed to a lot of early aggression, like Hideout or Islands potentially, or the Arabia game, he felt really confident. And this map is definitely one of the more vulnerable ones. And if you take a look at his base, he actually has a very, very nice base. Stone is not really accessible, but gold, stone, gold wood and berries are all safe and easy to wall off. The problem that the Tatars have here against Berbers, though, is that camel archers will just destroy everything that they have.
Pretty much. But the problem is that for camel archers, you need time. You need to mine a stone, you need to sacrifice on economy. I believe that the opening it will be stable. So what you need to do is to make some early aggression, early damage, and get the initiative, if you ask me. The maps, as you were mentioning, is pretty much an arena base. Only problem that the stone is not inside, but then we check Heartt base, and his base is a paradise. You know, he only need to wall that gold that is at the bottom, wall the palisade there, then the other 4 is still the edge of the map, and he has 2 golds, 2 stone inside, and berries, because the rest part of the map is also wallable, Lidakor. Heartt map is perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. Depends on where he's walling. He might just leave that stone and gold on the south open. But yeah, technically he can wall every key resource if he walls this little corner for himself as well. Other side, technically Barles could also wall in a way that he could secure the stone at the back, but it's a little bit trickier for him.
Well, if he explored properly and he see that he's close to the edge of the map, you're right. You will need the stone for sure. I mean, a castle, no matter that as you can see, the middle of the map, this gold is not like the old gold rush, so it's much more spread out. But a castle always is a castle and dominate. And we forget a lot about the Keshik. Keshik are amazing. They are cheap, and if you get a good farming economy going and you can spam Keshik, Berbers doesn't have a good counter against Keshik. Honestly.
Camels, especially cheap camels, may work out well.
But still, man. But what you want to avoid is that Berbers going for the camel arches. You can still go in Keshik and some pikes as well. So it is tricky. I still think that the start of the game, the strategy they pick and how they wall the map is going to be crucial according to what we have seen already in this series.
Yeah, I like that Barles already starts walling himself up, reduce the potential damage that could be caused. And he is free on wood only, which is something I do not like. Same for Heartt. Please don't tell me these are Scouts builds. I feel like Scouts is the worst build order you can go for on this map. Like, the map is so vulnerable that, like, Scouts shouldn't even be considered here for either of the players.
Well, if both of the players are going to Scout, then it's not a problem. The problem is when one is going to Scout, the other is not, and is doing a wall, and that villager is ouch. The Scout is... Oh, but he's doing the loom. He's doing the loom, and the Scout from Heartt is going away. Yeah, I like how Barles is playing safe. He's a decider, so it's so damn important. He's walling all the map, and he's not going to Scout. He's going for the fast castle. With these walls, I believe that he's going fast castle. What do you think?
Yeah, I hope he is going for, because I feel like Scouts is just a waste here with how audible the map is. I don't think I've seen a single set so far where Scouts actually worked out. And looks like Heartt actually wants to go for Scout, and that I think is a bad decision.
No,
Like,
it's not a bad decision. It's a terrible one. I'm sorry, but it's really not good. Oh my god.
Yeah, and the thing is that, like, you can still, you know, just add 2 Scouts if you want to, and then go for a boom into Castle Age. But that doesn't change the fact that if your Tatars beat you to Castle, they will have some early crossbows out, and you don't want to get beaten into Castle Age by much from Tatars.
Yeah. Well, Barles was thinking that he was coming with militias, because look at the quick walls he did with those palaces, and he see the scout here. Because he can't probably believe... This is the best situation for Barles, honestly. I mean, being walled completely and his opponent going to scout. So maybe now Heartt won't do any scout. So maybe he just make the barrack, then he do the economy upgrades, and then make economy for Castle. That's why he's exploring completely. And when Heartt don't find anything... Ooh, he's trying to wall. No, not gonna be able to wall. Remove those houses. Yeah, he did it. Well, wouldn't be surprised. I don't know what you think, but I think Heartt shouldn't do any army at all.
Yeah, but if he is doing that, he needs to wall himself, because his opponent is not fast castling, and I have a feeling that Barles might end up going for scouts here. Because that's a barracks.
Who's
so
going for scouts?
I feel like Barles will actually end up going for scouts, and now Heartt is walling himself. This is a 21 pop uptime, so I once again question if this was the original idea, because 21 pop nowadays in competitive Age of Empires is not fast. In fact, it's a slow scouts build. And that's a nice find from Heartt over there as well. Second Voyager comes in, so is a scout. So
yeah, but that scout is bye-bye now for him. And that's good.
Yeah.
Gathering information as well.
I feel like if you are Barles right now, as Heartt will try to go for that Voyager once again, I believe, tries to snipe it. But if you are Barles, you just boom into Castle Age here. Bidax.
Yeah, don't do any
No
army.
stable.
Like one spear to check. He's doing the stable, but I don't like that. I like much more what Heartt is doing. Heartt didn't do anything. Now he's doing farmers, has the barrack, not doing any army. And Barles, I'm surprised that Barles is going for this, but well, they know better. He's doing the horse collar now. That is Scout Destiny is bye-bye, like we said. And he's gonna explore now this table. He has explored it, and that was the last that the Scout is gonna do.
We could consider, however, this could be a bait from Barles. No, it's not a bait. It's not a bait. Why are you doing this, Barles? Like, going scouts on this map is, I feel like, the worst decision that you could possibly make. Especially against Berbers, because if it's a scout war, Berbers will get you to Castle Age the same time as you do. And they will just have a much cleaner transition to Knights and Camels than you do with Tatars.
Well, it's definitely really bad, and if he's not sending that... I mean, he did one more, Ollie, and now he's pushing the deers. It's still not it's not dramatic. And also, Tatars got the extra resources with the ships. He's having some good economy. He need to mine gold already, otherwise he's gonna fall behind. Yeah, but he's fine. I mean, the problem is that now Heartt is gonna be ahead. Probably is gonna be faster to Castle Age, but not by far. Shouldn't be by far. He need to mine a gold still, and he didn't make more. So the game is going for Castle Age for sure, and he's gonna find how Heartt is fully walled already as well. And mining gold now. Yeah.
I feel like this will end up being a triple range Cav Archers from Barles. I don't think he's just gonna play standard cavalry, but he's gonna have the stable for bloodlines and husbandry, and he probably wants to go for straight Cav Archers, which might not end up being a good decision. We'll see.
Well, why not? What else you can do against Berbers?
It's hard to. It's really hard to say.
Yeah, you can't go Camels or Knights with Tatars.
Maybe Pike and Siege. Pike and Siege at the castle could work if you expect the Berber player to go for Cav. I think you can expect the Berbers to go for Cav.
Yeah,
so,
but then you pick a Slavs. You know, like
yeah, absolutely.
For that one, or I don't know. Anyway, the economy is so smooth for both. But look at Barles. After doing a scout, And he's going to go up even faster. He just needs the Plasmid, which he's doing right now on the left. And he's gonna be there. He's missing the goal, but the goal is gonna be as well there. He has 6 valleys on goal. And both are going to go up. He's forcing him to wall a little bit. So that the scout just give him some more information, some map control even, and it's gonna be no time difference to going up. He's having, I insist, good map control, is exploring a lot more, but both are going to go up Castlage with what, 10-second difference? 15 seconds difference. There you go.
Yeah, and there is the ranges. I feel like I love what Barles is doing, by the way, in terms of walling up his base with second layer houses. That's extremely important to make sure that knights don't get into your eco like that. But he's gonna have to play this on patiently and get at least 20 cav archers before he starts moving out. Otherwise, if he starts losing his army, he could be in trouble. And also get fast husbandry.
Okay, but I believe that husbandry is crucial, but having Thambrin and the cav archers, the wood is gonna be exposed. I mean, if you check Heartt wood, he has one at the back, but not gonna be super long. Then he will have to move the other one forward. Good thing with the cav archers here is that you can raid. If you're walled completely with Tatars and safe, the knights won't do any damage. At least not in his economy, while Barles can do damage with the cav archers. So let's see, it's definitely super interesting. And now, controlling the units is definitely the main thing here, crucial, and double stable at home. Heartt is not going forward because you could expect like what Max did yesterday. He's gonna go forward bellies, he's gonna try to get a TC in top of that hill, but that's not happening at all. And Barles is completely safe. I insist, the mobility of those cav archers can give him something big. Let's see if it's gonna happen. Scalebard in armor, castle is for both players, and he will need a gate or some spot where to go away with those cav archers.
Yeah, absolutely. Heartt is just getting +1 defense in, which means that his knight push isn't going to be super strong at the beginning, and it's only seemingly double range cav archers. You could also make a case for getting a couple of spearmen out here if you're Barles early on, because that would help so much against the early knights and camos, buy you some time until you mess with your cav archers.
Well, the cav archers from Barles are going to be amazing, but he has not even fletching. He's going on economy. I like this approach. I like this approach for now. He's doing army, but he's doing a second TC. He wants to have some good economy going. While we don't see yet a town center, we see even a monastery and spamming camels, but he will need so many. He's doing husbandry. He will need so many cav archers. Barles is so dangerous if he's going to go for one full push, but he needs to do damage, otherwise he will fall in economy behind like a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. So double stable camos, honestly, it's not going to be that threatening for Barles. Like, yeah, the monks will help a little bit for Heartt, but I feel like it would have been better if he just goes for triple stables instead of double stables at monastery.
No, for sure. I mean, the monks are not did it. Well, he want to take the relics. Doesn't matter the relics here. There's a lot of gold in the middle. The middle is the key. Another cav archers are coming. Bloodlines. But he's not finishing the TC on purpose. Look, he's not finishing the TC on purpose just to hold the position and attack from there. I love it, man. Good job there by him. Monastery from Barles or ballistic in this situation. Probably monastery is better to convert some camels.
Yeah, exactly. Because you're also going for the eco-heavy approach, and monks can be very, very threatening to defend, as there's going to be a second TC as well from Heartt, but we have to keep in mind that Tatar boom is also crazy because of the extra sheep, so that helps quite a bit at, starting to build up your food eco. Botkin is in for the cav archers, bloodlines as well, not sure about husbandry.
I'm starting to like Barles' position, like, he's been a really smooth economy. He has 3 villages more. He's starting to have a lot of cav archers. We forgot that lower frame delay into the animation is helping a lot them. And if he's massing a lot cav archers, the hit and back is gonna be massive. That's why Heartt is going already outside. Was going to make a siege workshop, but it seemed that he deleted and gonna go for a 30C. I fell.
I think that this is good for Barles until he's able to use those cav archers before his opponent is able to go for camel archers. So he's gonna have to time this attack very, very well because he can't fight until he doesn't have good numbers and good upgrades. But if he fights too late, it's going to give time for Heartt to go for Cavalry Archers.
He needs husbandry. He needs husbandry, in my opinion. He's gonna take
Yeah,
a camel.
that is needed. I think ballistics would have been also very, very good. And as I said, you have to time this fight really well. And I don't think that this is done good enough. And it's a quick conversion on the camel, though.
Oh, well, but he need ballistic is doing the university, but seriously, husbandry is crucial now because every battle, Heartt will take some hits. Some kills, and I don't know if he has noticed, he's doing now the wheelbarrow. I don't like that one. He needs the husbandry even more than the economy upgrades. So Heartt is in a good position here. He has 3 villages behind, but he's having the Berbers approach now 30C, and here Barles need to make damage because if the game husbandry incoming, if the game keep going longer and he put a castle with camel archers, then big problems for Tatars.
Yeah, but Heartt is not actually mining stone, and that actually gives a nice little chance for Barles here. I think Heartt should already send like 3-4 villagers on stone. You have to start mining that stone, because you know that you are gonna be facing a lot of cav archers. You can't just play with 4 camels against this one.
And let's see, because ballistic need to be there, but ballistic need a lot of wood. It's not happening. Now with the husbandry, he can hit them back. Let's see now, he's gonna take some units, but no ballistic with the mobility is complicated. He needs to snipe the monks. He's gonna kill the scout, and now he can hit them back. That's the great thing with the Cavalry. Look at those. Even camels +2, how they die against that. And he forced him to make a siege war shop. And now it's time to kill some more units. He needs to go back. And now he can't do any damage. If he's going back, he can't do any damage. Look at those.
Yeah,
Look
this
at
is a
the
good
camels
fight.
going down. Whoa.
This is a great fight. And there is monks behind this one. Like, Barles will try to drag those camels down and then turn back and take the hill, I think. Because he's also Tatars, so he's trying to take the hill here as well. Ballistics on the way. And I think it's getting more and more important for Heartt to grab that first few camel archers, because he's getting overrun by cav archers soon. Especially when ballistics comes in.
So he's already, I mean, he has 30, military 23. Now sieges need to happen there as well from Barles. I don't know. Those cavalries are sick. You can see how they are doing the damage now with the +1 armor. Ballistic is already there, and ballistic is just gonna dominate. Look how the scorpions are going down. Not needed the scorpion, even the camels. Man, those cavalries are sick. What's going on, man? Look at the score difference already with the same village. And if he's raiding, because he can go raid if he want. Look at the village on the wood line. Exactly. Look at village down. This is the problem now with those cavalries. You can raid and back, make more economy. Ay. That after the 3-1, this is starting to look solid, but need more farmers. Because...
Yeah,
need more farmers, in my opinion.
Is Barles actually considering imping here with those resources? It would be an ambitious move. By the way, I think it already is worth mentioning that he is 2 TCs against 3 and he has the same villager count. And Heartt just getting villagers on stone, so he wants to start adding camel archers. But this is the moment to shine for Barles. Get the siege in.
Well, he has to be careful. Now he's going to convert few camels. Need to be careful. He doesn't need to take any risk. He's gonna take 2 camels as well. Need to go back. He has camels as well. Hit them back. He's steady, taking absolutely everything. Those cav archers are killing all the camels. He's taking all. Look at the score. He got monks, but this is a problem. A big problem. Need to go back. It's still more brew from Heartt, but those cav archers, if he uses them properly and make a mangonel, he's gonna take everything with the mangonels and the cav archers.
There's the mangonel. And the beautiful thing here is that Barles also has some monks left, and he can heal the cav archers. He should heal the cav archers here, and he could just try to push away his opponent from gold, because Heartt is running out of gold at his own base. So you can actually start pushing that TC. Heartt is still just 5 on stone, 130 stone in the bank, which is not really enough.
He did a 3rd tone center. He's now taking the camel. The mangonel is coming. The mangonel is with heal advantage. Mangonel with heal advantage. He's now going more ahead. Boom, a little bit better for Heartt. Military numbers almost double for Barles. And imagine if he's starting to mine stone. Barles need to mine stone. He's gonna kill villages. Let's see ballistic. More villages down. Okay, he's trying to get inside. I don't know if that's the decision. I will kill the siege war shop right now and keep going on that TC, honestly.
Yeah, I think you can use the Cav Archers to try and force. You could actually hit that stone mine. You just need to take down the walls. He doesn't see the stone mine, but I think if he knew about that, he would actually just go through that. Why is he attacking the house?
He want to go in.
Yeah, but the palisades are still easier to go through.
Well, I don't know that. Man, I cannot ask to him. But it's weird, but he's gonna, I mean, there's two. He's gonna take it, he's gonna go in. There's a mangle, he has to be careful. He need to control the units super good. He can't miss anything here. Those Cav Archers are fully upgraded, +2/+2. This is so intense, Lidakor, so intense. Because now, what is he going to do here with that 3 villages forward? I don't know. Is the Mangler going to go down? No. This is a bad battle. What is he doing? Now need to convert. More Cav Archers he needed. Need to go back. He's converting a camel. Need to go back. He's so many camels. Remember, they are cheap. But, I mean, if they are cheap, the camels cost food. And the Cav Archers cost nothing.
And that's a great choke point for Barles over there.
Wow.
By the way, Barles didn't know about that Stormbind, but he unwillingly pushed away the villagers from there. So...
Yeah.
Heartt actually had to evacuate that stone mine for the time being, but the window is shrinking for Barles over here as his opponent is getting closer and closer to camel archers.
Yeah, but he's still killing Mangonels. He's still killing all the monks. He has to be careful. Let's see that Mangolel that is going to appear. The Mangolel that is going to appear from Barles is gonna kill all the siege. Ay. The Mangolel, he need to put it there. Well, he's still gonna make the job against the Scorpions. There you go. And more Cav Archers. Look at the score. 50 on wood. He need to balance the economy market, sell the wood, and he can go up to Imperial. Even, I don't know if to Imperial, but he need to stop the potential camel archers. But the problem is that he's going to go up to Imp. He only missed the stone to drop a castle, but even if he's not dropping a castle and he's going up to Imperial, how do you stop these Cav Archers in Imp? I mean, how? With this castle army.
And I feel like Barles could do more with those Cav Archers raiding. I could see a couple of Cav Archers, like just 5 of them running to the right side and killing so many villagers from Heartt.
Several spots, right?
So he could definitely do a lot more raiding with those. But he's absolutely tearing apart those camels. So now we're in a stage where Heartt needs camel archers or he's dead.
Well, he's in a terrible position right now. Now he put villages on stone. Look at the resources. He's doing the castle. Super defensive. This is a terrible castle for him, but he has to do it there because he's in a terrible position. This is so many units. He's on the way to Imperial, and the comeback, Lidakor, is real. And now Cav Archers denying the castle.
Yeah,
Down is in the house. There you go. Oh my goodness. This is sick. But Barles is coming back from where? From the hell.
The hell.
Yeah, exactly, man.
But he has to focus on the villagers. He's not actually focusing the villagers, and the castle's gonna go up.
Doesn't really matter. He's with 3 villages on goal right now. He only need to go back. Stop. Wait. Oh my goodness. Now he's going to the hell back because he lost so many Cav Archers there. But still, the advantage is massive. Massive. He just need to mine a lot of villages on stone. I don't know if he has... How many is on his stone? Yeah, he has 4 villages. He put a castle there and that's it. And remember, these Cav Archers will get Parthian tactics for free as well.
Yeah, and
as soon as he reach, it's gonna be impossible for Heartt.
I think the key thing is gonna be that Heartt will need that castle to produce camel archers at. Whereas Barles can just flood the Cav Archers from the ranges. So it's gonna be numbers advantage, even though the counter unit will be there for Heartt, but it's just not going to be numbers.
Yeah, now I need to go back with those Cav Archers. You will see when he reach Imp, he need the castle for sure. More archery ranges are needed. This is 4 archery ranges, okay? The score is getting a little bit closer. But when he reach Imp, when he's in Imperial, it's gonna be deadly. It's true that look at the economy from Heartt. He got 47 farmers and he's about to go up to Imperial as well. I think he wasted quite a lot. He shouldn't waste, but still with the advantage for sure. The timing is crucial here. And now, there you go. +4. He's on the way to Imp. Pressure and chemistry. We need a castle. Well, he needs a castle.
Heartt is not making a single camel archer, which actually hurts really badly over here because now, that's going to be a disaster. Oof. That's going to be bracer and hill advantage for those Cav Archers. Yeah, that's gonna be a massacre.
Yeah, he's doing the job. He's doing the job. He's gonna be chemistry as well. He's coming with the mangonel. It's still not that more numbers anymore. The score is getting fall apart here, Barles. Oh my goodness! The mangonel, he deleted and killed so many Cavarches. This trick is a cheat, man. It's a real cheat. How he killed with a mangonel those many Cavarches? Come on! Seriously, it's a joke. It's a total joke in my opinion. But now, Barles need to go with villas and make a castle in top of that hill, or he can still throw the game.
Yeah, Heartt is not making camel archers still though, so he just wants to play 4 camels. But I feel like if he didn't lose all those cav archers, he would be winning the game by now. But now, as you said, just needs a castle on this hill, start making traps and keep adding cav archers and just actively trap down the opponent's castles. But Heartt on the way to camel archers.
Yeah, but this, in my opinion, if Barles control the units, he's probably nervous too. He's human, you know. But if he control the units properly, he should win still the game. He has the hill advantage. He needs trebuchet, obviously conscription. Now he gonna have +6 cav archers, +6. Not heavy cav archers. Still need more farmers, and he has all the time in control. Those camels is still okay, but no gold at all. He's doing camel archers, but he has like what, 3, 4? Yeah, and if he's doing the armor, the special upgrade that is +7 from those Tatars, just need the hill advantage. Need to keep those cav archers in that main goal, and that's it. And now he's raiding the economy.
Yeah, exactly. The raids are so important. And look at this. All the camels moving to the left, and those cav archers on the right could kill so much. And heavy camel is going to be coming in for Heartt. It looks like we'll have a light cav for Barles for raids.
He's doing, now he has the trebuchet. This is super intense, super interesting. Population 160, 148. He need to finish this, but it's gonna be difficult to finish now. He need to control the units much better. I think Barles is now not controlling the units as good as he should, but he still have a lot of advantage in the middle of the map. He's stonewalling his face, which honestly is what he has to do, because he need to avoid the raiding. Score lead for Barles, for sure. And now if he's taking the castles, he's taking the game.
Keep in mind that he is also Tatars, so holding that hill in the middle is insanely strong for him. Heavy cav archer coming in soon, as Heartt is waiting for heavy camel. This could be the fight for Heartt though.
Let's see. Well, he still have the hill, he got the castle, there's a mount that he can convert. This, if he's losing those camels, it's gonna be so difficult. He need to put the village on the castle. This is insane. Those camels are amazing, but those are now heavy cav archers. He need to go back. I think he need to go back a little bit, just put under the castle completely. He's doing the job, yes, and now those camels need to go back. At least he took a couple of trebuchet. He can also make bombard cannons. The score difference is still insane. It's still insane, but I don't think that difference is that big anymore. You know?
Yeah,
but,
it's close.
Well,
and camel archers are coming, or at least camel archers should be coming. I think the problem that Heartt is having is that his camels die to cav archers, and he can't make camel archers because you need to make traps.
Exactly.
And look at this.
I mean, exactly. It's only 2 castles. He has a stone to make another. Will borrow now. That's a problem with the economy. Not even heavy plow. Now, and remember one thing we forgot to mention. Also, the Hussars from Tatars are amazing as well, with extra armor too, trebuchet. So if he's putting their Hussars and he's adding now at least the upgrades, this is Barles. This is Barles' game. He got the control. Look at the economy, double the army, and if he's taking those castles, he's gonna be insane. And remember one thing as well, Lidacor, 6 rams could be also happening if the game keep going.
Yeah.
And then how do you stop the 6 rams with Berbers?
You don't. And the thing is that Heartt is barely holding that castle, and he's unprepared for light cav raids. And Barles could unleash the light cav soon to Heartt's eco, and I feel like if those castles go down, it's game over for Heartt, and Heartt is just getting fletching.
No
oh my
fletching
goodness.
Even? Oh my god, no fletching, so those cav archers can be there. He's +4, 48 farmer, 36 on goal. Barely have army, double the army. He's double the army. You won't repair the castle forever. And also, as you said, since he's doing trap, he's not even producing for those castles. No traps, no camel archers, no nothing. And now that's the upgrade that we were waiting for.
Here comes the flaming camels. Let's go, flaming camels. But I think it's actually more about, here in this case, it's more about the range. +2 range would mean that you can actually outrange the traps of your opponent very, very easily. I think that's what Barles is waiting for.
Yeah, but well, I mean, he's doing all the upgrades. He's gonna have all the upgrades. Those Cav archers are now, well, let's see. Those trebuchets are, as you say, with 18 range. 18 range. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff with those trebuchets. And now the Silk Armor. That was the upgrade that I was waiting for. Silk Armor as well. He's having everything. Well, with all those upgrades and getting in the middle like he has, he's kinda sick. He's kinda sick.
Keep in mind, look at that gold mine that Heartt is mining right now. That gold mine is gonna be gone in 2 minutes, and even Stormwall's in front of the traps. Stop it.
Look what Barles is doing. That kinda clone. Nah, that kinda masterpiece. Not clone, right? And now conscription. Well, the game keep going and good population. Let's see if Heartt can do something. But to do something, what he need here? A lot of Camel Archers elite. But he doesn't have those units. I don't think. Look at the trap. Look at the trap avoiding his walling. This is beautiful. Beautiful play by Barles. I mean, being 3-1 behind, who will expect this? And this is an incredible comeback, honestly.
Yeah, carrier moment. Absolutely carrier moment. And look at the light cav on the south. They're trying to avoid the camos, and Heartt is looking for those light cav, but he can't find them, trying to policite his base. But Heartt is going to be off from gold in a matter of moments, and honestly, if you're Barles, now you can go for halberdiers with Tatars.
He can do whatever he wants right now. He has crazy economy, 40 farmers, 40 on gold, castle is down, now he's doing even the masonry. He has to be careful because he's getting raided by Heartt. He needs to wall his base. He's doing camels. Even now, Barles might be better than halves. In the halves are missing upgrades, and the camels will be fully upgraded. Now he's taking the gold, and if he's taking that castle, he's taking the game. He's almost 4,000 hussars. Okay, hussars. He didn't want to go camels. But hussar from Tatars are just amazing. And, well, Heartt can only go light caps. So those hussars...
Yeah, Heartt is going for everything here.
It's everything, man.
It's now or never for Heartt. If he loses this army, this is game over for Heartt. And I think Barles just needs to run into that narrow choke point, exactly.
That's it. That's it, what he's doing. And now, guys, when he's losing those camels, Mr. Heartt will have to call it probably. He's holding the position a little bit because of those camels, doing a good job, but sooner or later those camels will go down. He's sending camels, he's sending hussars, he's sending everything, Barles.
And Heartt doesn't have reliable gold income. He's got 6 on gold, which means that replenishing those camels will be impossible.
He killed, man, but look at the population.
Yeah, but look at the
population. Be careful, but 98 villages, he's losing some. What is going on, Barles? Are you throwing the game? It's still a good score. Nah, but there's no defense now. It's just
a lot of raids from Heartt, but there's also raids from Barles. So Barles has cav archers inside the food eco of his opponent, and I think this is enough because it's 40 army against 21. That's what matters, and it's 71 villagers only.
Defeated! They're gonna get defeated both. They're raiding each other, but in this situation, it's much better for Barles. Almost going for the 5k score difference. Now 20 farmers both, 4 villages on wood, 7 on gold. He still have a stone to make another castle, but, well, both players need to stabilize a lot. Crazy ratings for both players. Crazy ratings, actually. And
yeah, Heartt is doing an excellent job raiding his way back into the game, but I feel like Barles is still in a better position, like 20 villagers lead. Look at the population of Heartt.
Well, the GG has been called, and Barles did the incredible comeback, and man, wow. Well, before the series, guys, we were talking that this series would be close. After the first game, we thought, okay, this is going on that way. Then Heartt got 3 games, and then Barles, leader core, got 3 games, and we have Barles coming back from the damn hell. Seriously, what the hell was this?
Absolutely, and I don't want to go and throw around awful jokes, but this is a really heartbreaking defeat for Heartt over here. Because, like,
I'm trying to avoid bringing Orlu, and now I bring a leader card. You're infected, man. I mean, what is this? Let's go with your commentary. Go.
And, yeah, like, if you think about that, now you can also think about, you actually survived Ruben's stock to die like this. Because that's exactly what happened. Heartt survived all the chaos that Ruben's stock brought in, And then he was one game away from getting into the main event of Hidden Cup 4. And now Barles, I think absolutely career moment for Barles. I'll actually have to check. This is always an interesting thing to look at for Barles. His career earnings. Do you know how much money Barles earned from competitive Age Vampires up to this date?
Probably nothing, or just almost nothing. Too little, for sure. But the money now, I mean, I'm sure that what he feels is just great, because he won in a great series, come back from the hell, he get into the main event, and from now, he will just enjoy. I mean, he sure is enjoying a lot now, so...
Yeah, absolutely. Well, but what I want to point out, Barles earned $1,300 in his entire career. He will get a minimum of $1,500 for just being there in Hidden Cup. And I think it's a well-deserved win, because at 3-1, it seemed like he's just going to get 4-1, and then he made an insane comeback happen. And what a series.
Crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff. Oh, man. Oh.
And with that, we are happy to report that we just have one more series left today after 7 hours of casting.
Crazy, yes, we have, but I'm gonna check the statistics. I'm just messaging Barles, because I will want to have some talk maybe in a while, in a few minutes. Let's see if he's going to be down for that. Largest army is 74, 62. Economy is incredible. Heartt, 4,000 more food, but Barles got, since he was doing cab arches, was doing 11,000 more wood and 4k more gold. But the transitions leadercore for the next age, for the Imperial basically, was fantastic. And then in the timeline, which you can see how he was getting a lot of cab arches, and he actually never was in a big problem.
Yeah, exactly. So we are going to have one more set for today. So
Crazy,
this is going to be a long day. It's
anyway,
already quite late in the evening for you.
Yeah, it is. It is. Well, Barles, Heartt, congratulations to Barles. 4-3. Hopefully, people, you have enjoyed on YouTube, and always turn up there. Let's go.